Good evening, sim racing fans. Welcome once again to SRW TV. Tonight it's round 5 for the season 2 touring car coming home series. This is Cowie Average Sim Race together with Connor, Pixie Nixon in comms, and Chef Toddy behind the scenes. Connor, it's going to be an awesome night of racing, buddy. Been looking forward to this one. Oran Park, tight little track, and cars that love going door to door, buddy. It's going to be awesome action.
Yeah, 100%, mate. It'll be a hectic night here tonight in Oran Park. Been kind of looking forward to this track. I've always loved this track. It's never been a bad track, but a lot of people don't like it. But I love it. Such a great track. 20 degrees on ambient temperature, and we'll probably have 25 on track tonight, so it should be good. And yeah, should be a good night. So yeah.
Well, I mean, one of the great things is that iRacing have immortalised a track that no longer exists for real. It's all housing out there now, but iRacing getting in and scanning it means we get to enjoy it for as long as we want now. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's not bad at all, is it? But yeah, we got Scotty Rankin in the booth too, because we're going on a bit of an onboard with him tonight. So welcome to the booth, Scotty. How are you, mate?
Hey, mate. Yeah, not too bad. Pretty exhausted. Had a very long weekend, but we're winding things up now. So, purpose tonight, ladies and gents, we're going to give you a qualifying lap around Oran Park. So I've had to lift out the gas there, and that's critical because that's TCRs. Very, very poor on cold tyres. We're in the Hyundai Veloster. Rattlegun Rankin livery done by Greg Johnson. And you watch this thing as I get down the brakes here. Dances all over the place, and you can hear the brake locking that I'm trying to pull the car up. So watch for that on cold tyres. That's turn number 1 and 2. Turn number 1's the kink. Turn number 2 underneath the bridge on the run to turn 3. Braking at the start of the curb here. Probably a little bit later on, but I just don't have the tyre temperature to do that at the moment. And we'll build it up. So right now I'm still just trying to get the tyres up to temperature. There's no grip whatsoever. That's back to first gear just there for a moment. You won't probably see me do that during the race. I'll probably be second. Trying to balance the car and tip it in up over the top of the bridge here. Still no tyre temperature. This thing is a monster to drive. Back to second gear there because it won't turn in. Carry third gear through the flip-flop. Down here. This is a tricky one. I've been trying second gear. I've been trying third gear. Both seem about the same. But don't want to run wide. In the earlier round, I ran wide there. Race overnight done. And that's going to be my drop round for the rest of the season. So hopefully no repeat. Final corner. Get it right down in there. The Audis won't be able to take a lot of the curbing at the top of the hill. Or coming into the final corner there. That's actually not a bad run to the finish line. That's the best I've felt there so far. So
nice lap there,
as you can see, yeah, 2.5 seconds off my practice time. So tyres are still coming up to temperature, boys. A lot of work to do.
100%, mate. Great lap there by Scotty Rankin. 2 seconds off, but still just needs a couple of the tyre temp while he goes sideways around the corner.
Well, that's one way to warm them up.
Yeah, done that. I've done that before, that's for sure. But yeah,
Problem is, warming up the rears don't help you, buddy.
Well, see, the thing is, when you get these things sideways, you actually want to grab the throttle because it'll actually pull you out of the slide, which is completely and utterly different to every other car because they're the only front-wheel drive. There is one more front-wheel drive car on iRacing. It's the Kia Optima, but everything else is rear-wheel drive. So,
I think the Jetta. Well, I think the Jetta is a front-wheel drive.
Who cares about the Jetta? Get out.
Yeah, so, but thanks for Scotty. Thanks for joining the booth, bro. Good luck in your race, eh?
Hey, thanks, boys. Have a good night, eh?
You too, brother. Have a good one. Bye.
Can you send me up to the general chat as well when you get a chance?
Yeah.
My hands are full around here. I don't have a chance.
Right, we'll drag him up.
There you go. There's Scotty in the booth. Thanks, Scotty, for joining. The big loudmouth. We might as well sit here and say thanks to DSL Welding Services for sponsoring the championship too, for TCRs, and all the series we run at SRW. Yeah, thanks to them, and round sponsor Warren and Brown Tools for the round sponsor. So thanks to them, and Rattlegun Rankin on screen there with some tools on his car. So thanks to Warren and Brown Tools for doing that for us. So thanks, guys, and yeah. But we just got Scotty on screen. Dylan DeBono done the fastest lap. Awesome lap. 1:11.9. Sorry, Scott. Not Scotty. Cowie. What was you going to say, mate?
I was just going to say, good to see Harry's up the front there as well. It's only about what's that, 100th separating Dylan and Harry at the moment. Douglas Gowan's still, what's that, 3/10 back. But again, as Scotty said, these guys are still getting these tyres up to temp. I was talking to the boys earlier and they were saying it's 4 to 5 laps before they're really starting to feel confident enough to push.
Wow, that's incredible, isn't it?
Well, he was talking about it there. The Audi guys are apparently running that brake bias right forward. But even Scotty there, you could see how much the car was wiggling going into T1 and T2. Just when you're trying to brake that hard, and it's going to create some interesting moments because it's a tight little track, Oran Park, and that's one of the big spots you can make a move.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100% right about that too. Scotty Rankin's jumped up to a 1:11.164. So good luck by Scotty there. Dylan DeBono's not far behind, about 400s behind him. He's doing really well there. On board with Railgun here again. Yeah, I mean, you talk about the brake bias, and for the people out there that don't know what the brake bias is, basically you can change the brakes from the rear to the front or the front to the rear, and it's really good to use that for for different tracks, different corners even. I've got a mate, Tom Freeman. He was driving the Supercar recently, and he would change the brake bias in different corners. But anyway, enough about that. Dylan DeBono. 2 purple sectors there. Good lap by him. Really good lap.
Into Scotty Rankin. Yeah, Scotty into the 10s. Look at that. So this is what we said, man. I mean, look, it is a standard round tonight. It's a 45-minute race for the TCRs, and that will mean that quali runs right through. So unlike the sprint round where the counter hits 0 and that's the end of qualifying, these guys, if they get across the line before the clock hits 0, they will get to finish that lap. So it's going to be one of those qualies, man. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes right down to the wire.
Yeah, 100%. And the other thing we talk about with quali too, some people do a lap and they're like, oh, that's good enough, I'll go back to pits. But with these qualies in the TCRs, I've always noticed you just got to always be out there just in case you just find that extra bit of grip. Tyre temp, goes down, or something like that. You kind of just want to be always out there. So as we can see on screen, they're 7 minutes in, and they're all still out there. Harry Dodd's on screen here now. He's purple, not purple, orange car. Sorry, Are
you wearing some rose-coloured glasses there? All right, so the times are starting to heat up there. We've got half a second separating the top 6, but there's Scotty Rankin's got a 0.2 of a second gap at the moment, with only himself and Harry Dodds into the 10s. But it's still early days, and it's still got what we got, about 7 minutes of qualifying remaining.
Yeah. And the other thing we should talk about too, Kerry, is we've only seen Rankin in the Veloster, right? And I've always talked about with Scotty, why did you pick the Veloster? Why did you pick the Veloster? And he's like, it's just such a good looking car, and I love it. Doz just jumps up to P2, and he's the only one out there. But at Phillip on, he was pretty dominant. Like had a really fast car. Scotty Rankin just 2 purple sectors there. See what he does across the line. That's Dodds on screen here, so that's not Scotty. I'm just waiting. There he is. Rattle gun, huge toe, and he did improve. 1:10.4, so good luck there.
Douglas Gowan's did a 10.7 as well, so he's jumped up into P2. So, as you said, mate, it's still going on. But yeah, look, Scotty was our Phillip Island winner. Harry was our winner last round at Winton, so he tends to like the tight tracks. But look, there is a whole bunch of guys up and down this field that are capable of battling right at the front. Douglas Gowan's running in second at the moment in qualifying. He's got a couple of podiums in the first 2 rounds. The first round here at Oran Park, when they did the short track layout, Doug put it P2 for the round as well. So, showing some good form out there at the moment. Jake Edwards, he was our stand-down winner, and he's up into P3 now. So, Dylan DeBono as well. Very successful last season, our season victor from the first season of TCRs, and he's in P5. So all of these guys are super quick, and they're all vying for this top spot.
Yeah, and you're 100% right about that. And Jake Edwards just went to P3, and Dylan DeBono just dropped down a bit.
People, Randall Little Pooey's come up. It's my teammate Harry Dodds that's gone down the list a little bit here as the boys are putting those
I
times
didn't
down.
know where everyone was going. I was like, hang on, Dodds was just up in P4 or P3. What's happened?
P2 there. P2 there for Harry. So
yeah, he was.
Going to try and find some speed at the moment. He haven't seen what Harry's sectors are. Bradley Wall's got all green sectors, so this should be a pretty good time for Bradley Ward's moved up into an 11.2, so he's moved up into P7 at the moment. Is that Dylan Shepherd with an 11.1, so he has just pipped Bradley there. So it is starting to thicken up. Harry Dodds with, was that an 11.4? We'll have a look to see. He's just coming over the line now, so let's have a look.
Yeah, who else have we got out there? Nathan Allen's actually in the pits. I shouldn't mention that. Another one we should talk about for a second is Daniel Fritz. We did a bit of a joke about him. Scotty and I did a bit of a joke, and we said you should run the General Lee, and he has. So
he has, with an Aussie flag on the roof there, just to avoid any controversy. But 0-1, that's a rather bold number to put on the side of your car, isn't it?
It is. We've, as a team, we've done that before, and I tell you what, those cars just stand out, and they've got a big number on the side of it. Looks like Scotty's in a bit of he's in a good spot here. I don't know if he'll get pips, but we'll keep on board with the lap times.
I think Scotty's gone in for some tyres because he had a poor lap there, or he's done a cool down lap before he's pushed again. So
yeah, he could have done. Yeah, I was about to say as well. Bradley Wall in the SRW car as well. Jake Jackson actually just joined the server. I was talking to him before, and I said, "Come do it," and he was like, "Nah, I don't want to do it." Oh, sideways.
Stephen just using the inside of that camber there to try and inside of the curb there to try and hold it around the corner. So Scotty Rankin a 10.3, so he's just found another 10th. So that slowdown lap might have been a nice little key there. Give a bit of life back into the tyres.
Oh, sideways across around the corner, Scotty Rankin. He's been driving the IndyCar with me all week. So back to the TCR, but Gowan then Dodds behind him as well. But great lap by Scotty there. Really good lap.
Douglas Gowan's had a nice slow lap, that previous one. So we'll have to see if that, helps these guys, maybe enables them to, you just got to give the tyres a chance to cool down a little bit. But we've seen, that again, it's all about getting them into that window. So I don't think these guys are going to pit. It'll be interesting to see if the tyres actually wear a bit more here at a track. It does look like a few of the guys are really sliding the car around into T1, breaking into T2. The car looks like it's on ice for some of the drivers out there tonight.
It does. It looks like the oh, pardon me. We're just on board with Jake Edwards, but you talk about being sideways. The car that I've seen the most sideways, Scotty Rankin. Now, I've always said the sketchier the car you drive, the faster it is. Now, don't ask me why, but that's always how it's been. And Randall just got a purple sector there. Good lap time by him.
Well, you look at Formula One, and generally, I've been quite interested and fascinated with the problems that Ricciardo's had at McLaren, and and the way that Red Bull set up their car. And you think about how pointy Verstappen likes the car. As long as he can get it to turn in, even if the rear end's going to go on him, he feels that he can better control that than dealing with understeer. So I think you're right, mate. A loose setup is the fastest, because it's all about you can point it into the corners, get it in. If you start to lose the rear, then maybe you can catch it. And I know I watched a video on YouTube, another sim racer guy, and he was talking about the difference between us average Joes and the sort of the next level up, you know. The next level up. Yourself, buddy, you're pretty quick in the supercar. You got
I'm not too bad.
a second on me at least. But that little difference there is more of a
I think it's
driving closer to your limit, trying to push each lap and push hard. And what happens is, when you start to push harder, because most of us can find a nice, comfortable, you know, speed to drive at where we're keeping it within that limits. We're not pushing it too deep. We can turn it. We can keep the car on the road. We can battle. We can race. But to find that extra bit of pace, that's where you got to be prepared to push that little bit harder. Take the risks, throw it in a little bit harder, and trust that you're going to be able to control it on the way out. That's what made the greats the greatest. You know, Schumacher and Senna and those guys had an absolute sort of brilliant touch feeling for how much grip they had at any moment of the car, so they could push that hard. You know, why Senna was so good in the wet. You know, we talk about Sebastian Vettel in the wet, all those guys. Alrighty, buddy, we have come to the part of qualifying here. Scotty Rankin across the line, Harry Dodds, Douglas Gowans was unable to improve his time. Dylan DeBono, P4. Jake Edwards coming around now. We'll see if Jake's... No, there's a purple sector in there, but a few oranges. So we'll have to see if that purple was enough. Nah, he slowed down before the line, so...
I think Jake Jackson's actually on a lap. He
Randall Little Pui here. One green sector. Bradley Wall with a couple of green sectors. So is anyone going to finish a lap here? Jake, going for it?
Yeah, Jake Jackson, my teammate. He's
all
definitely
green
pushing.
sectors, but he hasn't got a time down, so they're all going to be green anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. We're on screen here with Jake Jackson really pushing the car here. Across the top, now going down to the hairpin, turn to the left, get it nice turned in, back onto the straight, full power. This is where you're going to use all the power. Oh, and there's the server. There it goes.
Oh, no! You ran out of time. Just coming over the line.
Yeah.
God.
There's our results there. You go for it, Kerry.
All right. Well, we have Scotty Rattlegun Rankin for Team SRW taking out the pole position award tonight for our race number 5. We have Doug Gowans for Velocity Sim Labs in P2. Harry Dodds Performance Sim Racing P3. We missed that, Harry. Great lap to put it up there on P3, so we found a few spots right at the end. Dylan DeBono P4 for Velocity Sim Sports. Crisscross Racing's Jake Edwards. Alongside him, Dylan Shepherd, Randall Little Pui in P7, Bradley Wall from Team SRW in P8, Matty Gerard and Daniel Fritz sharing row 5 on the grid, and we've got Nathan Allen, Greg Johnson for Team Greg P12, Steven Sinkovich and Stefan McCartan for Crisscross Racing, and then we have our race control and one iterant a commentator who decided to join as a driver, not to watch.
Yeah, so we won't talk about that, but
Jake Jackson at the back as well, so Jake didn't get to put a time in, but he is on the grid, so he'll get the race, and has got it all in front of him to do, buddy. How's your teammate going getting through traffic?
He's pretty quick. He knows what he's doing. He's a very calm, collected kind of guy, so see what he does. But Scotty's starting on the front row. We've got about 25 seconds to go, so we'll wait for that to count down. So there's our starting camera there. Scotty Rankin there. Green car, can't miss it. Great shot there from Toddy there from the rear of the grid. So we'll wait for it to go green in about 10 seconds. So this is where all your nerves will start to build up, and you'll go, "Oh, I need to just get the perfect launch. Don't get too much wheel spin, or get caught up in the mess." So
as we've seen before too, buddy, the Audis are quick off the line, so keep an eye out for them. But here we go, the lights are coming on, and we're about to start round 5 of our TCR season. There we go,
and we're off. So here comes the boner up the inside. Doug's got a terrible start. So Randall's actually on the ins. Randall's on. It's 4 wide up to the first corner. Oh, they are all going to get through. Jake Edwards is off. Dodds is off.
Dodds
bang.
and
Performance Sim Racing is off. Jake Jackson's off. Jake, yeah, there's Jake on screen. There's both the Jakes. Randall's off. There's all your top three gone. Besides not Randall, Scotty Rankin. That
I
was
think
huge.
there's a little bit there to digest, but let's go back to the front and see what's happened, because that's changed everything up. Scotty Rankin and Dylan DeBono managed to get clear of that. And look at that, Dylan Shepherd up into P3, so he's our big beneficiary, up 3 positions at the moment. Matty Gerard in P5 behind Douglas Gowan, so Douglas Gowan's lost a couple of spots in that melee.
Gerard up the inside, trying to make a move on Bradley Wall there. Steven Sinkovich,
he's up 5 as well.
Yeah, huge crash, that would have helped him with all the spots. Jake Jackson coming through, and Jake Edwards had a huge bingle there. Up the inside, Jake Edwards.
He's lost the rear. Good save though. Oh no!
Too much. Oh, he's went around, so he's just going to wait until it's clear. It's clear now, so he's going to try and back it up. Might need to use reverse. No, so he's just going to go down the
hill.
Yeah,
that's hard to get out of there too.
So there might be a black flag coming through. Maybe we'll have to go back to the front, but we'll have to have a replay later on to see what's happened. So Doug's actually right behind him now. Dylan Shepherd's actually right behind him too. So Dylan's made up a lot of ground here. So
did you see that? That was a great shot to come on board with. You saw Dylan DeBono, that Audi bounce over the curves and how ugly it was. I think that perfectly sort of explained what
it looks
like. Oh, look at that! Look at that! It just jinked and almost threw him out of the seat. That's those big, heavy, fast ride-on mowers that if you actually flick them the wrong way, you can throw yourself out of the seat. That's what it looked like to me.
So coming across the hill now, but yeah, definitely, I'd definitely agree with you there. But coming down the hill, Scotty Rankin's actually pulled a pretty big gap here, about a second and a half, pulling it out to now.
Yeah,
so
about 1 second, it looks like that.
Yeah, it looks like Scotty's got a lot of pace in the car tonight. So, and look at the gap from the top 3 or 4. But look at Brad Wall up a lot of positions. Good. Well done, Brad Wall.
He's up 3. Jake Jackson is up 10. Your teammate from 17th. Mind you, there was 2 race controls and a commentator in between. So say 14th. So he's actually up 7.
That's
another one. That is Matty Gerard, I think.
Matty Gerard off the road there.
Running a bit deep, but that's that understeer that we talked about into T2. And that was another car up in the back. I think that was Randall Luapui. A bit of contact there between Daniel Fritz and Steven Sinkovich up in front.
Yeah, so that's
getting up close here.
That's Daniel Fritz coming up the hill behind Steven Sinkovich. See what he does here. So we'll just wait. I think we might go and look at the replay after this.
Oh no!
Daniel Fritz going around. He's going to hit the wall. Yeah, just the wall.
Or he's hit tyres, not walls, so that is one good sign. But
Yeah,
we'll
that's
have
a good
to
sign.
see if
He's
that's,
driving no safety car, so that's good. Oh, look at that front right panel. That thing looks destroyed.
go on board for a minute, see if we can have a look if he's got any steering damage there, Toddy.
Let's have a look though. Yeah,
Can we go on board there and have a look at his steering?
Doesn't look like it. Nah, there it is. Oh, good.
Maybe a little bit.
I think he's all good there, but Scotty Rankin's pulling out the gap. I think we might go and have a look at that.
Oh, look at that.
He's went around, but we'll go and look at that replay of the first corner, first lap. So we'll have a look. DSL
so where it all happened.
So we'll have a look at Dodds here. So Dodds is all good for
He's just outbreaking someone going wide. Look, they've both done it to themselves there.
Yeah, they have.
And Randall, just wind that up and have a look at Randall Luapui if you can, Toddy. Because he was the third person that had a moment there. We just want to make sure there's no contact.
I don't think there was any contact looking at it. So Randall's...
No, he's just lost to the rear a bit. Let's have a look.
So we'll see if...
Oh, so look at that.
Oh, hang on.
No, Shepard's going for a move up the inside here, so let's have a look.
Oh, there's contact there.
There it is. Look at that.
Oh, look at that. That might have been a little bit of netco because car really bounced there.
Well, we'll just have to keep an eye out. Yeah, but yeah,
Dylan Shepherd was black flagged for an incident of lap.
well, that's what it is. That's what we're looking at there. So it's just
There
come
it
up.
is.
All right,
Yeah.
well, let's go back to live and keep an eye on things. At the moment, Scotty Rattlegun Rankin's got that lead out to 1.3, 1.4 seconds.
I'll tell you what,
Dylan DeBono, Dylan Shepherd, and Douglas Gowans are all pretty close together there for second, third, and fourth. Bradley Wall's just fallen off the back of that battle a little bit. And so we're seeing a few sort of little gaps. Well, we've seen a couple of little gaps as we move back through the field. But so far, I know talking with the boys earlier, mate, they were all predicting an early safety car. None of them have got it wrong. Got it right.
Yeah, none of them got it right. So we've had a lot of safety cars through the TCRs, but yeah, it looks like we're pretty clean. But you know, the things with the safety car and SRW is, unless your car is completely not moving, there's no point bringing out a safety car. So everyone's been really good. Cars are still moving, so push on. On board with Randall here in P6 here. So Jack Jackson's actually moved up to P5. So I wonder what's happened. I wonder if someone's dropped out or something. Don't think they have. Yeah, so Dodd's on board here now. So in the bright purple, not the purple, orange. Oh my god, colorblind. Let's just we're just gonna pick
realise
on
that you do realise that my colour is the purple car.
Yeah, that's probably where I'm getting it from. It's you, Cowie, mate. You just too much of a hassle, bro. But coming down to the first corner here, Scotty Rankin. Is there anything? Looks like everyone's a bit gapped out.
It's just spaced out and settled down at the moment, and
Yeah, that's good.
you know, again, was it 45 minutes around here for tonight's race? This is, again, guys, part of our Wednesday night doubleheader. So following our TCR race, we will be back here at Oran Park for the F3s, and they've got a 60-minute race. So if you can imagine how torturing 45 minutes in a TCR around Oran Park is going to be, what's it going to be like for the F3s?
I think it'll be quite good, to be honest.
Well, that's where maybe there might be some safety car predictions, because there's quite a few places here where you can put that, tyre on the grass and just lose control. You only got to run a little bit deep, and suddenly you're wide in the braking zone. And
just getting the fastest lap too.
Okay, into the 10s, nice. A couple of the boys into the 10s. Dylan DeBono's sort of pacing him here at the moment. It's a little bit early I'm sure Scotty's trying to check out as much as he can. But I don't think there's going to be any panic from Dylan at this point in time, though. He's keeping Scotty in sight here, so... and our tyre's going to be an issue towards the end of this race. We do know that there is very much no propensity at all to take tyres in the pit stop. It is it's a 30 or 35% tank tonight, I think it is. 30%. So that's 30 litres in these tanks. So it'd be interesting to see what the fuel burn is. I didn't actually.
It probably wouldn't even be I reckon it'd probably be a litre and a half. These things are like little vacuum cleaners. They're an engine. Basically, put a turbo on it.
Well, I mean, if we stay live and no safety car, they're based on the time, just looking over here, they're probably going to get about 39 laps in if it stays green right to the end.
Yep.
So, I would expect it would be at least a litre a lap of fuel burn here. If guys in Facebook land and YouTube, Facebook and YouTube land, if you know the answer that what we're speculating here, what's the fuel burn in these, please let us know. Also, while you're there, give us a like and subscribe, and jump on board and join us for all of the great racing we have here at SRW. Pretty much racing 6 nights a week these days. I think we have Saturday nights off, and even then you can jump on and watch a few of the boys stream some enduro racing anyway. So, you know, there's pretty much all sorts of racing going on here at SRW, and we just want to keep growing and growing. So if you're loving what you're seeing here and you want to be a part of it, make sure you go to simracingworld.com.au, check out all our registration there, jump on our Discord channel and join up, talk to the boys, and they'll all be able to help you out, put you in the right direction to jump onto this great league. Awesome. We are 10 minutes into our 45-minute race. And looks like Scotty is just pulling out a little bit further here at the moment. So 1.8 seconds is the gap now. Harry Dodds has made a bit of movement by the looks of it from his initial sort of failure there at the start. We're getting in more big, heavy braking and going wide into T2 on lap 1. But him and Randall Lupui look like they are starting to chase the pack down. Didn't see what happened to Nathan Allen there. He said Steven Singovich had an off as well, because he was running a bit higher, Steven. I'd say probably there's just been a few incidents. Look at this battle here. Daniel Fritz coming up hard on Steven Singovich now.
The boss man, as we the other WOG in the community. I'm not the only WOG, so it's good to know that there's another. So good to see Steve out there. He likes to race. I've talked to him a lot, and yeah, he loves to race, and he doesn't mind the commentary, but yeah, he loves to race. So the DSL Whiting Services.
Oh no!
It all went wrong.
Just deep and as soon as you start putting as soon as you put the tyres out on that gravelly stuff or the green stuff, it doesn't really want to go straight after that. So
I tell you what, we start talking about his car and he just looped it. Like, what happened there, Steve? Stop listening to the stream, mate. I know you're listening.
First, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
If he'd wanted to try and blame it on us, you know, but that is not going to fly, buddy.
Yeah, he's watching the stream.
Daniel Fritz will be happy. That was another spot for him. Let's pick that up. So looks like Scott Rankin is coming onto the back. Is that Greg Johnson in front of him?
Yeah, it is.
So Greg's had a fairly tumultuous start to this race as well, and I don't think we really caught any of that on the stream. So I don't know what's happened to Greg there.
Well, Jake Edwards is really down on right down the pack too. He's down at 13th.
Yeah, well, Jake got caught up in that incident into T2 as well. You know, I mean, really, it was Dylan and Randall wasn't his fault. He was a passenger.
Move up the inside here, getting the move done.
Well,
Greg just gets out of the throttle here. So
we'll letting him out. What's happened? We just lost the camera for a moment there.
I think all of us just lost
this because he's got to go. Greg's got to yield there for Scotty again, really dealing with that. The rear one to dance around under brakes there into T2.
So Greg Johnson just holding up Dylan Tabone here. So Dylan got by and Douglas. So
I think that probably worked in Dylan's favour, that whole incident there, because Scotty had that gap out to almost 2 seconds, and he's now lost about a half, back down to 1.3. So, you know. Yeah, that might have worked in Dylan's favour. And that Fritzy up in front of these two as well. So
it is, yep.
Dylan's just pushing hard at this point in time, maybe seeing that there's an opportunity. Fritzy's gone wide, but he's going to let the leaders through.
Good move by Fritz there.
I don't know if he wanted to let Greg Johnson through.
This is going to be rough. Nah, all good.
I was waiting for Daniel there.
I was waiting for the contact there, but well done to Daniel Fritz there. But I think he actually let Dylan Shepherd actually going for the fastest lap there. Good lap by him. Really good. Yeah, definitely trying to make his way back through the field now.
Unfortunately, getting involved in that contact with Randall on lap 1 resulted in a penalty for Dylan.
He's done. Yeah, he's done well for a drive-through because he's up to P8. He's done really well.
I think we maybe missed a couple of incidents. I'm not sure because it looks like there's a fair bit going on. There's been a few drivers that have sort of. Yeah, I know Dylan got a drive through, so that's why he's fallen back. But we missed sort of what happened to Nathan Allen because he was a bit higher up. Matty Gerard, I think we saw that. Jake Edwards was another one. He got caught up early, but we sort of missed what happened to him. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Toddy just saying that Jake's incident was live. What's happened here? This is Nathan. Okay, so Nathan's just gone deep. Okay, but he's recovered that without too much.
Scotty Rankin trying to get around Steven Sinkovic now in the Audi. DSL Welding Services SRW entry. Bit of a mouthful. Good on you, Steve, for making the team name very long. But yeah, great looking car in the background there. Oh, I think that's Dylan DeBono off the track there.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, it is. Dylan DeBono off the track now. So Stephen
pushing hard. Douglas Gowan.
Rankin's
coming up on him now too, but I think that might have been his teammate just getting out of it, not forcing an issue there. Are they both just run deep, I think? He's seen Stephen go off, and he's gone off in sympathy too. He's just lost the rear a little bit. But he's done well to keep that out of the tyres. So it's cost him time. And it's one of those things that's frustrating, Connor, when you're pushing and you're trying to find every little tenth. And then you just go and push that a little bit too hard. It doesn't cost you tenths, it costs you seconds. It's disgusting, but I suppose it's the difference between those real life drivers, I suppose, and us amateurs. All right, so that has given Scotty Rattlegun Rankin a 6.6 second lead now. Dylan DeBono and Douglas Gowan's close together, but they are teammates, so we'll have to see if Douglas forces the issue or if Dylan lets him go. Bradley Wall for Team SRW running P4. That's a great drive from Bradley at the moment.
Bit of a lock up there.
Out of the mess. Oh, who's that locking up? Was that Steven Sinkovic going wide? I think it was. It was Steven Sinkovic going wide there again, so Steven's having a few issues, and I think this is one of those cars too that these tyres, we talk about them, lasting a fair long time, but not when you continually abuse them. And the problem is they'll just get worse and worse, and he gets more slides happening. It's a fine line between being fast and looking after tyres.
Oh, well, I just had a bit of an idea to pop in my head. Well, there's so Steven Sinkovic, obviously, being one of the owners with his brothers in the SRW industry. Oh, just putting a look wide there. We don't really give him enough credit, eh? Like, he does so much for the league and helps everyone out, and he goes racing every night, and you kind of got to respect him for that, just going racing every night and not worrying about the league and going racing, and he's doing pretty well, like he doesn't get too much time on the sim. He was talking about it. His brother actually not listening about driving, but he loves what he's doing. So he's just going wide there, but he's doing pretty well, Steven Sinkovic. And
look, it's one of those things, man. Look, again, as a simulator, you think of real life race drivers, man, and how much track time do you actually get? Well, you think at the highest level, they actually, restrict the track time that the driver can get in the car. So, in the end, us sim racers, we get to practice a lot more than you do get to do that in the real world, in the real equipment anyway. So, but look, we all have our lives, and some people are able to devote a lot more time to sim racing than others can due to real world commitments. And there's also natural talent. I know a guy like myself, man. I have zero talent, but I've got a good amount of time to be able to practice, and I've been lucky enough to have money available to pour into this bottomless pit hobby that I've joined. And so I've got good equipment. I can't blame that. But other people, they can't get the really rigid equipment, or can't devote that same level of practice that others can. All the gear, no idea. That's a bit rough, Toddy.
I feel like that's pretty much nailed on the head.
A little rough, buddy. But
mate, honestly, I feel like that some days.
I saw another wheel today that tempted me as well.
Oh,
The
not
rim.
another one, mate.
Just
Not
the
another
rim.
one.
I saw the rim today and it tempted me, but I'd have to get another button box if I did that, you know.
Oh, no. Terrible things you've got. Dylan Shepherd going for another hot lap there. Really good lap there. So he's
And we're
really
10-2
pushing
now,
this car.
so-
Yeah,
but we
really
can see
pushing.
the leaders are into the.
Really pushing the car there. So just like look at the movement across the hill, like he's just absolutely committing across the hill. So it's staying on board here. Third gear, second gear, coming down the gears, up the hill, coming across the top, smashing through the gears, full power. So he's actually catching up to Harry Dodds here, Gary's teammate here. So coming down the hill. So this is the hardest bit we've been talking about all night.
Oh, he's lit up and gone across the curb. That's going to give him a chance.
I think Dodds went across the grass there. Yeah, he did.
He did.
So he came across the grass there and just really took a lot of grass there. So now coming around the corner on Dodds. Now Dylan Shepherd's actually going to go on the inside here of Steven Sinkovic, one of the back markers. We were just talking about him.
Oh, you just got to hold your line, you know. Stephen, he's not obliged to just jump out of the way immediately with that blue flag. You know, obviously he doesn't want to impede the car coming through. But, you know, if they catch you at those corner complexes, you know, he's entitled to take the corner as he would normally take it. You know, so sometimes it works out like that, and it can, you know, work out in the chasing car's favour sometimes, in the leading cars another time. Alright, so this is Billy Wall taking his pit stop. We did think that fuel was going to be an issue. I wouldn't have been surprised to see a few of these guys think if we get safety cars tonight, we might get home.
So Dodd's in the box now, getting his fuel. So Scotty Rankin might be in the box very shortly. So
Perhaps a little bit of damage. Perhaps a little bit of damage for Harry to heal there as well, because he went into the tyres earlier on that lap 1 incident.
So the Rattle Gun will be probably boxing in a lap or two. So I did hear a bit of fuel saving on the lap Scotty's been doing. So we'll see if he boxes in this time. So coming around the last corner now.
I can't see it being a factor. Again, we've seen these cars can be
Going
hard
across
to save.
now. So he's going to be on another lap here, Scotty Rankin. So going down the hill again. But yeah, fuel savings are a big factor. Saving a litre or two will definitely help you in the long run. So coming around the corner, first gear, getting it stopped. Harry Dodds is just in front of him. Dodds was in 7th. So Dodds might block him here a little bit. It's always a good idea just to hold up your opponent.
I don't think Harry will do that under blue flags.
Yeah, I mean, they're still racing
like,
together. Yeah.
He won't like go on a lap down. So he'll push hard here, but if Scotty catches him, he'll let him through.
100%. And yeah, just coming across now, like you look at the elevation around this track, it's just huge. When you're in the car, there's so much concentration you got to put into these cars. See the tyre there really gripping into the road. The rear tyre's not doing a single thing in these cars. Across the top.
It is one of those tracks where, you know, precision is everything. You know, if you take the corner right, you can take it at that.
Now,
you know,
Scotty might go for the box here. Yeah, no, another lap. So he has been fuel saving, so it has been a big factor here. Scotty Rankin, so about 3 laps here. Fuel saving, so well done to Scotty here. Yeah, so Scotty really shifting at fuel saving here. So, just really using that curb, really trying to max out the car as much as possible, but still trying to fuel save at the same time. Saving about 5 litres will definitely, yeah, so definitely 5 laps or so, well, 5 litres, sorry, will definitely help you in the long runs. Shorter stop, across the hill now. So fuel save across here now. So he's, yep, there's the fuel save. Now back on the power. Come back down the hill.
Fuel save is just half throttle going over the hill there.
Yeah, so I mean, like when you fuel save, you can either clutch in or just come off the throttle a little bit. You'll save a little bit there. But yeah, in the velocity, clutch in. The Audi, I know you can't, but yeah, in the Veloster. So the Scotty going for another lap here. So he has been fuel saving massively. 22 laps in now.
Well, we're only 25 minutes in to this race, so we are over halfway. And I would expect that the fuel limit of these would let these guys go, probably 60 or maybe 65%, 70% race distance. So
Jake Jackson up in the P4 now, really gaining on the pack. So he's gonna have to find some time to get up to Scotty Rankin, maybe a safety car. That would really help out Jake Jackson here. He's had no practice, he was telling me, and he actually just wanted to go and do IMS, and I told him to jump in. But he's been really focusing on his GT3s right now on the Pro-Am. He's actually leading the championship for that, so well done to Jake there. He's been really just focusing on that. He's actually heading to Bathurst in the GT3s this Thursday, so good luck to you, Jake. Coming across the hill now. But yeah, I mean, certain people focus on certain cars. Personally, I've been focusing on the IndyCar. A lot of these guys just focus on a certain car, so
bounce to the Audi there from Douglas Gown.
Huge bounce, wasn't it? Scotty Rankin's just saying thanks for the for Dodds letting him go. So good.
And now race controller in the Facebook chat saying hello, lads. Tyson's watching the action here. Probably got the best seat in the house, better than us. The problem is he's got to look at the same thing over and over again to make a decision on what happened.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Bucking the trend at the moment, this race. The drivers at the start were predicting 6 or 7 safety cars, and at the moment we haven't even seen a single one. Big moment there on lap 1, but the guys managed to sort of keep the cars going, and again, unlike the F3s, I think these TCRs can take a bit of a battering. It'll be the next race tonight, the F3s, that if we get contact and similar issues, hitting tyre bundles.
Oh, Dodds is off the road. He's just spun off the road there before the end of the lap. I think that was one of the velocity cars just going past the track there. Look at this. Completely off the road. He's actually... where is he? So DSL Warning Services replay here. Thanks to those guys, we get the awesome replays. So come across the hill. Bit of dirt there. Yeah, came flying across the track. So he's on too much gentle, came off the road, didn't go all the way across the track.
Well, you have to come back or you'd get a black flag.
Yeah, exactly.
Across there, you'd get a black flag.
Yeah,
he might get away without a black flag. He might get a slowdown instead of a black. But yeah, if he cut halfway across, then he would have got a black and a 40-second hold from iRacing.
So Jake Edwards in the pits now. So the pit stops have begun. So Dodds is out of it in the strategy. So Doug Gowan's in the pits now.
Starting to come to the end of that fuel window. We've got this is lap 24. So if we're working on, if it was 30 litres tank, I would expect the fuel burn around here is probably only going to be 1 or 1.1 or something like that. Maybe 1.2 litres a lap. So you're looking at these guys are probably going to be able to get close to, 26, 27 laps.
Well, here comes Scotty Rankin in the pits now.
Dylan DeBono, is he coming in as well? Looks like he is as well. Jake Jackson is the last man out there that hasn't pitted, I think. So we'll just keep an eye on Jake if he goes another lap or not. That'll probably let us know if, they've hit right the edge of the window.
So Scotty in, so he'll try and make the pit stop as short and sweet as possible. Jake will stay out. Yep, there he is. Purple car going by.
Yep,
and the
so
retro
Jake's going to get an extra lap in.
Yeah, so he's been saving fuel, so well done to Jake. Just being very, cautious about the fuel, saving a litre, or not a litre, but a bit of fuel every now and then. Oh, one of the velocity cars actually right behind Scotty Rankin out of the pit stop. This will be interesting. Going out of the pits.
Caught right up under him under pits.
Right up the inside. Oh, almost contact. Coming out of turn 1, now getting back on the power. DeBono might go up the inside. Scotty's going to stay on the outside. DeBono won't make a move. He knows he's too far back. Scotty needs to get a good exit out of here. Yeah, so good exit by Scotty.
There was a 5-second difference in their pits there, and that was, I think we saw that after Dylan had that mistake where he went deep, the gap between Scotty Rankin and Dylan DeBono was out to about 6.6 seconds. And I'm just looking at the at SDK now, and he was 4.5 seconds quicker in the pit stop than Scotty. So it's an 8.5 second stop compared to the next best stop is like 10.9. So he's done a stop that's 2.5 seconds better than anyone in the field.
Jake Jackson's in now. I think I saw Greg Johnson's in too. So Jake's going to be a bit down in here, so he's going to lose quite a bit of time, but he has saved a bit of fuel. So he will make that stop a bit shorter. Yeah, so he's coming out of pits now. So down
up front.
Douglas
and at the
Gowan.
moment,
Douglas Gowan just going by Jake Jackson now. So now he's going to come blazing out of the pits, trying to catch that lead pack now. So that's the mission for Jake Jackson. Bradley Walls just got by him. Up the inside, he might do the crisscross here, wouldn't know. So Jake Jackson's actually backed out of it there. Being really smart, just being very cautious. He knows the tyres are cold. He knows if he pushes too early, he will cook the tyres and he will go sideways.
I would not look
Two Elantras going on battle here. So across the hill now, Scotty Rankin, DeBono now follow him really hard as we saw those two coming out of the pits. Pretty much the same time.
Looking at those pit stop times, man, no one's taken tyres, and we know that, you know, they don't take tyres.
No point.
TCRs, you know.
Yeah.
Well, it's 4 or 5 laps of trying to get him back up to temp. So, you know, you just can't do it. So, it will come down to see if we might see a bit of action in the cars wiggling towards the end of this race if they've been abusing their tyres. But at the moment, it's Scott Rankin and Dylan DeBono almost 10 seconds clear of the rest of the field. Douglas Gowans has got third pretty much wrapped up to himself at the moment too, with a 10-second gap back to Bradley Wall in P4.
Oh, Bradley Wall just having a wiggle down at turn 1. So
Yeah,
Jake
turn
Jackson
one,
really
turn
putting
two.
the pressure on him. So Jake's got he's too far back here. So he's just been off the course
here, because it's another 10 seconds back from this battle to the battle between Dylan Shepherd and Randall Lupui. So, you know, there's a bit going on there as well. So, 2 battles to keep an eye on. Looks like Jake Edwards is also pretty close to Nathan Allen as well. So, so we've got, 4 battles up and down the field here. P1 and 2,
Jake Jackson
and
really on
four
the back
and
of
five,
him
sorry.
now. Right in the back bumper now. Really trying to apply that pressure now. Come across the hill now. Back down it. This is one of the second hardest braking zones. You really need to get it pulled up, hit that apex. Yeah, Jake's used all that apex. It's what you want, so you get the slipstream down here. Like I said, 2 Elantras going at it, so pretty much the same things. They are the same things. Brad Walls in the SRW and the Jake Jackson in the 1.9 entry. But Bradley Wall got a really good exit there. Brad Wall's off the track. Jake Jackson's going to have to try and miss him. Oh, they've done all right. He's pushing him out of the corner. On the outside now. He might try and make the move on the outside. It's very hard to do. He might do the crisscross. No, he's standing on the outside. He's committed to the corner. So he's done really well there.
Bradley did well to hang on to that and hold
Brad's
that
staying
position.
up the inside. Now Jake going for the crisscross. Bradley Walls went out on the outside. Awesome move. Jake Jackson's got the corner now. On the outside. Bradley Walls going to go up the inside. He's going to try and make the move. Jake Jackson will have the next corner though if he stays on the outside. Good move by Jake Jackson. He actually gained on him there. Now on the inside. Oh, awesome move by Jake Jackson there on the outside. Now the inside. Now leading away from Bradley Wall. Well done.
And a great camera angle there too, Toddy, to catch all of that. That was a great shot, the overhead there. Watch it.
Now see those brake rotors really cooking now. Jake's using all the car now. He knows there's not long to go now. Only about 11 minutes to go now. So almost counting down to 10 minutes. Counting down.
See that toe, you know, again we've seen in multiple races, you know, this season and last season, the toe have quite a bit of an effect in the TCRs. Looks like it's probably not quite as strong here at Oran Park, the straight not being quite long enough, but we did see Bradley Wall catching up on Jake. We can see that he seems to be monstering the first half of the lap, and it's Jake with the car strengths in the second part of the lap. So a nice, interesting.
It even looks like Jake's like very strong in turn 1 as well. Bradley Wall is more dominant in the turn 2 and turn 3. It looks like he's pretty strong through there. In the last sector, that's where he's strong. Then Jake's strong in
you get that concertina effect too. That tends to make it a little bit hard to be objective. But looks like Dylan DeBono is closing in on Scotty Rattlegun Rankin at the moment. The gap now down to 0.6 of a second. Jake and Bradley still battling it out, and Dylan and Randall still battling it out as well. So, though it looks like Randall Ilpui has just fallen just outside a second behind Dylan Shepherd at the moment. But Dylan DeBono here pushing hard. The gap is now 0.3 of a second, so 10 minutes to go, buddy. Is this the time to make the move?
Yeah, I reckon it would be. Dylan DeBono, I'd probably wait till the last couple minutes and go for it.
I think it's just apply pressure now. Both these guys pushing really hard, and we're getting down to the money part of this race, not inside the last 10 minutes now. So we've seen how hard it can be to get past cars at Oran Park. And how hard it can be to get the job done. We saw Jake Jackson there have to really, work hard for a good third of that lap to actually fully sell the move. So, could be on here, buddy, and it's getting close now. It's interesting, yeah, Toddy just mentioning maybe it's the Scotty just losing his tyres a bit more than Dylan. That's possible if it's the car. It could be, I know that Scotty tried to push earlier there to build out a nice little buffer and then had it. So, but Dylan, that 5-second difference in the pit stop, that was crazy, especially when I look across the field and, all the rest of the other Audis in the field were taken, 12, 13 seconds for their stops. So was Dylan the real big fuel saver in that first half? Perhaps. But you can see him right on the back just looking in the mirror here. Myself, looks like it's just off the shot, but you can just see how close he is getting, and he's back in that toe. Let's see how deep Scotty goes here into T1. Or T2, I should say. Oh. They're pushing hard here, Connor, because that didn't look like Scotty was holding anything back there. Or Dylan with a send.
So Scotty's saving a bit of fuel too. So DeBono,
to me, he was hard in there into T2.
So Scotty saving a bit of fuel too. So that'll be interesting to see if Scotty's on a bit short.
See if Nathan is a factor here at the moment. Nathan Allen, the next of the lap cars, running in 10th at the moment. Just try and find a spot where he can get out of the way of Scott Rankin. Dylan DeBono staying close to try and he can sense an opportunity here. Oh, and he's looked up the inside. Contact, but he's got out of it. Yeah, he got out of it. That's smart.
Scotty kept the line. DeBono put the nose up. Good move by DeBono though. Ben really aggressive here, which is good. Good to see.
That's contact that would result in a car going around in most other vehicles, but being front wheel drive, you can get that tap in the rear and you can still sort of drive out of it.
Only 7 minutes to go now, so right now Scotty Rankin, Dylan DeBono, Douglas Gowan, and Jake Jackson and Bradley Wall, they're your top 5. So now we're on board with Scotty, like we saw with a bit of contact.
Well, this is the battle on track at the moment, buddy. Bradley Wall is about a second back from Jake Jackson. Joe Jackson, that's a musician. Well, I sing one of his songs, mate, so that's why that came out. But this is the battle, and you can see Dylan is throwing everything at Scott. There might be a bit of sweating going on in these sim cockpits tonight. At least these two. Dylan having another look.
Oh, bang! The bit of the SVG move. DeBono trying to make the move on the last corner. He'll get a bad run, so he'll tuck back into Scotty. There he is. And I think his teammate's actually there. Douglas Gowan in the background there. I think that is.
Nah, it's Nathan Allen behind.
Nathan
there,
Allen, oh.
also a teammate. But look at it.
Dylan DeBoer trying to make.
Oh no, that contact.
It's off. Oh, Scotty
Oh.
might get out of this.
I think they've both got away with that.
Yeah, they both did. That was a lot of contact there. So we'll see if there's a penalty involved with that.
Well, they haven't lost the position, and we'll have to keep an eye out on damage. I mean, damage could very much result in it, but I think, you know, there was definite contact there, and Dylan was definitely sending it. But yeah, here we go. Here, look, thanks to DSL Welding Services, and
Bang.
It's out.
There it is.
No, he's missed him. He's missed him there. It's not here. All right, so.
I mean, in other cars we've seen the passes, but I don't think that was really on. In these cars, yeah, bang, there it is. There's the understeer.
Look, Scotty gave him just enough room, so Dylan had to ride up on the inside curb. So, you know, it was, yeah, I think that's a last of the race move there. So, you know, yeah,
they're getting on the radio about the incident, seeing if there's there might be a bit of a yeah, I think there's actually a bit of. So, where's Topono?
well, something's happened to Dylan, so he's fallen right back
Dylan
down.
Topono
He
is
had
actually in the pits.
So he might have got a meatball out of that.
Hang on, so let me just.
So maybe that's why the discussion is there. All right, well, we'll have to leave that one in the hands of race control to have a look at it.
So the people in the lead now is actually Scotty Rankin, Douglas Cowan, and Jake Jackson from 17th.
Well, Jake was running quite good there. Bradley Wall, that battle is still, yeah, Bradley Wall staying in touch, but he's running out of time. Maybe going to get another 2, maybe 3 laps in, I think. But we'll have to see. That is another contentious moment, perhaps, near the end of the race. Well.
DSL Welding Services replay here, same replay here. Yeah, well, so it just looks like. So bang, there it is.
It's contact. So I think that looked like a racing incident to me, but and getting near to the end of the race, that's when you're going to see moves like that attempted, I suppose. But that's why we've got independent race control to have a look at these incidents, and they get to make the decisions.
That's it.
But you know, I suppose it just comes down to, did Dylan feel that Scotty gave him enough room? Did Scotty feel that it was a bit of a send from Dylan? So we'll see what Race Control's got to say about it. But at the moment, we've got 2 minutes left. So we're probably looking at another 2 laps here for Scott Rankin, vying for his 2nd win of the season. If he can pull it off.
It looks like Doug's actually catching up to him. Doug just saying over the radio, thanks mate for letting him go. So
yeah.
Scotty Rankin coming across the line now. Any white flags?
No, not yet, I don't think. Probably going to see it. We'll keep an eye out for Barney the flag man, but I don't think we're going to see it this lap. It'll be one more.
So this is probably the closest one on track. Brad Wall and Jake Jackson. They're probably the closest on track right now. Compared to the rest of the field.
Yeah, Bradley's just been unable to stay with Jake, who's managed to get that gap out to a couple of seconds.
Well, Brad knows he's P3 now, so they'll both be really pushing just to get on that into the podium.
I don't think Brad needed any more incentive than that battle early on, because that was a great battle he was having there with Jake, and it was a great move from Jake to get it done. Sort of took him a few more corners than he thought it was going to, but he got it done. Dylan Shepherd, that's a pretty good recovery after getting a drive through his contact, and it's Randall Luapui behind him, who he had that contact with. So okay. Right. Okay. So there was 2 bits of contact between Scotty Rankin and Dylan DeBono there that race control looking at. The last corner one, they've already resulted no further action. So that was the little bump we saw at the last corner where, Scotty stepped out but managed to stay in front. When they get into the T1, T2 incident, they're going to have a look at after the race. So
yeah, and I feel like that's very professional from race control to go, no, we'll do it after the race. Let's just, we'll have a breather and take a look at it and be very professional about it. So well done to race control to say that because, it takes a lot of guts
it's hard.
It's
hard. I mean, the only downside of that sort of thing I can see is that, Dylan doesn't get a chance to, speak to us in the box and spooky sponsors, so, but, if there's a fair bit going on there, race control may want to talk to sort of both sides of the story. When you have racing incidents like that, it tends to go that way. Alrighty, we are coming around.
Now.
Is that
Scotty Rankin? Scotty Rankin's going to take P1 for tonight. There's your winner, Scotty Rankin, Rattlegun, coming across the line. There he is, the Rattlegun. Another win in the books.
Alan for Velocity Sim Labs P2. And your teammate, Jake Jackson, coming around the last corner to take that last podium position.
Not bad from 17th to P3. Well done to Jake Jackson coming across the line in the retro 1-9 livery. Hopefully he remembers all the
Bradley
sponsors.
Wall, unfortunately, Brad just couldn't get it on the podium. He's had a couple of good drives the last week. Brad's got on the podiums. I think in the Radicals and I think the Porsche he got on the podium as well. So he's had a good week. Harry Dodds, P8 recovery after that big moment on lap 1. So I suppose that's a decent recovery from Harry. Has managed to get back on the lead lap too, which is a good call as well. Jake Edwards, P9, and Daniel Fritz on behind him on track there, finishing in P12. So this is Nathan Allen finishing the top 10. So, well, it was all happening early on there, Connor, but that safety car we all expected, I all thought was going to come out here tonight. Not a sign of the promo department safety car at all.
Yeah, it's good to see him not in there though. In the safety car, that's not what we want to see. And it was a good night of racing. So no safety cars tonight. Clean racing. Just beside that little turn 1 incident in the first lap and the contact with Dylan DeBono, I'll have to ask of Scotty about the incident and what he thinks about it. Bit of sauce.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be good to talk to Jake Jackson. Never been in the booth, so it'll be good to see.
It is a well, we've already got a couple of the boys in there.
We'll just wait for Jake Jackson to jump in there. So there's our finishes. Looks like Jake's just pipping Scotty there. The 1-9 guys and Scotty, we're all kind of close, so I think that's a bit of a laughing joke there. So good on you, Jake. But it's good to see. So Jake's in the booth. Might as well drag him in. I'll have an interview of my own teammate. Let's have a go.
No problem, buddy.
Hey, Jake, mate. P3, mate. Not bad from no practice and almost last. Not bad at all, mate. Mate, sorry about that. Fat fingers, mate. But yeah, it's good to see you in the green room and everything. What was you feeling in turn 1, mate?
Oh, turn one's always sketchy around here. So I knew how to play it cautious, starting from the rear, and just watch the carnage unfold. Sadly, I was a part of the carnage, but we came through the field, had an awesome battle with Brad Wall, and then somehow, I don't know how, but I ended up in P3.
Yeah, we saw that battle with you, mate, and with Brad Wall, and I was saying if he stays on the outside, he's got him from the next corner. And mate, you just got around him. It was like a clean move, got it done, walked away.
Yeah, I've done a couple of races around here. There's a few spots where you can get the passes done, and I knew I had Brad set up, so I had to go for it.
100%, mate. And we were talking about you and what you've been driving recently, and you and the TCRs. How do you feel? And are you comfortable in them, or a little bit on the edge with them tonight, or were you just clean race, mate?
Sketchy, man. It is so sketchy, especially when I don't drive these things that often. And then you jump in, and in the first couple laps, my first 5 laps were holding on to dear life and making sure I didn't spin out.
Were all the boys supporting you, or you know?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, we might as well wrap it up, mate, because we're gonna have to move on. But who would you like to thank, mate, with all your sponsors, family, and everything else, mate?
PT Excavations, Active Lock 24/7 Locksmiths, and the Team 19 and SRW for putting on a good league and a good broadcast.
100%, mate. Well done, and going to celebrate with the boys. And now you're kind of up there with Braden and SRW now, mate. Well done.
Yeah, have a good night, boys. Cheers.
You too, mate. See ya. Right, we might as well drag Doug in here now. So here we go. So Doug, mate, what a race, mate. It was just a crazy race. What did you think?
It was. Well, did you see my stellar start as per normal?
It looked like you got bogged down in there, man. What happened there?
I've been practicing them through the week, and they've always been my Achilles heel. And it just bit me again, and just spun the wheels and went into second and kept spinning the wheels. And next thing I know, I'm back 5 or 6 cars.
Yeah, it's never good to see, is it? But you made your way back, mate. And after that crash on turn 1, you were in PT.
No, I went to P4 after the crash, so I dodged the carnage.
Oh,
there.
sorry about that. Yeah.
So I think I was fifth or fifth or sixth anyway, coming into that area. But yeah, dodged the carnage and come out in P4. I can't remember exactly who was in front of me, but then
Dylan Shepherd.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So once he pitted, I was able to start putting some faster laps together and jump in the pits and keep up with Scotty and Dylan.
So I'll talk about this because we'll talk it about with Scotty. How was Dylan feeling after the emotions were kind of going through, man?
In regards to having to pit for fuel again, or the incident on turn 1?
The incident I'll talk about.
Oh, look, as far as I know, he's fine. He's a racer at heart, and he sees a gap and he goes for it. I'm sure he didn't want it to end that way, obviously. I haven't seen the incident myself, and I was 10 seconds behind, so I can't really make a judgment call on that until I have a look at it and see how it all played out.
Yeah, definitely, man. And we've seen you recently, Doug. You've just been improving so much, man, and you've just been doing so much in the SRW community. Yeah. And are you going to commit to the? You've been committing to these TCRs. Have you just found more pace and your teammate helping you out too?
Oh yeah, look, Dylan and I and Nathan and Bradley, we've been doing some practice throughout the week, and we all play off each other's strengths. Dylan helps me, I help Dylan, and vice versa with Nathan and Brad. And I love the TCRs. They're a different beast to drive. As I've said before, I normally race the Renault 2.0. So certainly a big learning curve for me, and I can only get better and better, as the weeks go by. And in regards to SRW, I'm seriously considering the F3 next season, plus also the GT3s. Really like to jump on board. It's a great thing that everyone's doing here, and I'm really enjoying it.
100%, mate, and we'll wrap it up because we'll go for hours and hours, mate. But well done tonight. And who would you like to thank from mum, dad, brother, sister, whoever, mate, and sponsors, of course?
Well, my lovely wife's out there watching on the TV at the moment, and my daughter, so I'll say hello to them and say I love them. My mother's watching, and my sister's watching, and my brother's watching, so I'll say g'day to them as well. Done the best I can. And obviously thanks to you guys, commentators, officials, SRW. Great fun as always.
100%, mate, and I'll say hi to the family. Hi, guys, but it's good to see people are watching, and it's great to see you do such a great result, man, and hopefully the family's happy with your result. My family always give me a bit of crap when I don't do too well, so...
it put the bloody pressure on me, I'll tell you.
Mate, I have the same anxiety. I'll do a supercar race and brother comes out and P5, mate. What's that? Come on.
Fair enough. Anyway, guys,
Sorry.
thanks very much. Appreciate it. I'll
Too
catch up
easy.
with you next week.
Too easy, Doug. Have a good one, brother.
Will do.
See ya.
Mate. See ya. Bye bye.
Right, now we're going to bring in the guy that does not shut up. Let's bring in Scotty Rankin. Mate, the rattle gun. I don't know what to say about that. You've always been that oval guy, but it just looks like you're improving.
Oh, mate, how good is the racing, though? Like, seriously.
Oh, it's unreal, isn't it?
Look, I mean, I knew I had pace tonight, I knew it was good. I wanted some revenge from the first time we came to Oran Park. You know, there was a lot going on that week, and I didn't drive well around it. Yeah. I wanted to come out here and set a statement down, and most importantly, get ahead of Doug in the points. And Doug, come chase me. But
well, that's always good to know. You've got a bit of competition.
Friendly shoe between Doug and I. Like it's real filled with banter. We're always talking to each other out of the race. Oh, what'd you do here? What'd you do this? Why'd you go and do that? Oh, the racing was sick. Oh, what'd you do this way? It's just awesome. Like the friendly banter is fantastic, and the level of competition is good. Doug's got completely only got the wood over me some weeks, and then I've got it back over him other weeks, and I'm starting to stick the strategy together. We're starting to get better and better and better. Yeah, I'm just having a fun, man. To be perfectly honest with you, that's all I'm doing. I'm coming out, I'm having fun, and things are coming off at the moment.
Yeah, it seems like it, man. And in that SRW rattle gun now, what does Steve think about the livery, mate? You've just went to completely left field and made it a funny little clown car, and I love it.
Well, this one's not actually from myself or SRW. This one comes courtesy of Greg Johnson. Obviously the nickname came about. I said Greg. I was talking to Greg and Greg, the two Gregs, and I said, "Oh, you guys come and run some official TCRs. Get into the TCRs. Oh, you got to come run more TCRs. Oh, I haven't got a livery for this thing yet. Steve won't make me one." Greg went, "No, I'll make you one. I'll make you one."
Oh, mate.
Literally 3 hours later, I've got this on the car.
Yeah, I tell you what, man. Like you're improving so much. Like we saw you at Phillip Island, and you got that win then. And then obviously you got the win at Oran Park, man. And they're two different beasts together. Phillip Island's a big sweeper. Everyone, such a big track, and it's such a gruesome track. But you come to this little clothesline almost, and it's just completely different track. How'd you go with the brake bias and everything, man?
I was struggling towards the end. DeBono had me under a lot of pressure. I was making a lot of little mistakes. I was probably trying to get back to the gas too hard, too early. So that's a personal adjustment that I'll make. It's get out there, learn from every experience. Learn from everything that I'm doing. So we learned something at the start tonight. I had a go at completely launching the car a different way, and it turns out that I've been saying for weeks, the rest of the cars, you cannot get them off the line like the same way you can the Audi. Well, apparently I was wrong. And hey, look, I'm happy to be wrong because that means, I can compete on starts. So now I'm going to go and put a ton of practice in to the starts before next week.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm guessing you won't share that secret for next season, Scotty, with me. So I won't ask. But
look, I'll share it with anyone. Like to be perfectly honest, the closer together the cars get, to me that's more fun. I'm not cared. Championships are great, but I would rather finish 10th and be scrapping the whole race with 3 guys and finish first, and be off in the sunset. To me, that's boring. I don't like doing that. I'd rather, start at the back and come through. If we were to do qualifying and hand out, say, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 points in qualifying for your top 10, and then do a whole field reverse grid, to me, that's far more fun.
Yeah, 100%. And definitely we could take that up with Steve, mate. But we better wrap this up before we spend hours and hours and hours. But
we absolutely could, man. What a track, what a race. Big shout out to everyone here. I actually do want to start, ladies and gents, by saying a big shout out to it's obviously Cowie and Todd, who've done a phenomenal job yet again in the booth, and to all the other commentators we have. But the big man here at the moment, Pix has really come on board lately, and he's done a banging job in terms of the commentary. He's motivated me to become a better driver. He's pushing me to levels that I've never been to. Same thing with Doug over here. Doug's pushing me to levels that I've never been to. Debono's pushing me to levels that I've never been to. And it's making me enjoy my racing 10 times more. So to be perfectly honest, Connor, if I whoop your ass next season, it's your own damn fault. Big shout out to DSL Welding Services, to Paul Gerlin and the entire Gerlin family. I want to see the entire Paul Patrol out here next season again, because I love being out on track with those guys. They know how to have a good time, how to have fun. Dragon LC, who've been with Sim Racing World from the very start. Toyo Sim, Racecraft, who've just been phenomenal lately. Warren and Brown Tools and Melville Equipment Corporation. And a big shout out to Steven Sinkovic. Another guy that just really fills me with confidence and says, hey, you know, we're going to back you in here. You go do you, and we will support you in everything you do. And, you know, it's the confidence that I'm getting from the people around me at the moment that's turning out these performances, man. So.
100%, mate. And I don't think we can thank old Rattlegun enough, but thanks to all the crew and everything. Before we I almost cried, by the way, Scotty. Thank you. Yeah, honestly, but we'll have to wrap it up, boys. But thanks for all coming along, and see you next time.
TV. We have gone through a surprising lack of carnage in the TCRs to come back to Oran Park for the F3s. Connor, these cars break a little bit more, buddy. Do you think we're going to see a safety car in this race? 60-minute race tonight?
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. I mean, the brakes are a lot better in these things. Hopefully they can, if there is a carnage, they can use their brakes and hopefully slow the cars down. But yeah, it should be a good night. We just finished up the TCRs. You know, great little cars there. And I mean, how's the racing, Kerry? It's just unbelievable, isn't it?
Well, I was firstly going to comment on you worded the word that you used then, brakes. These have got much better brakes, yes, but they also brake much easier. So we've got two uses of that word to really bring these cars. So look, we just know that the F3s, you can't touch walls with them, you can't touch wheels with them. The grass here, we've already seen it catch out a few of the TCRs tonight. If that happens in an F3 and you hit that tyre barrier, you're probably asking the man if you can get a tow, and that brings out safety cars.
Yeah, it definitely does, doesn't it? And we're seeing them on track now, coming out of the pits. Awesome looking cars, aren't they, Kerry? Just how they look, man. Just like, look at those pink ones. Then we got a yellow one. Then so that's Bruce White going out of the pits. That's actually a Aussie flag one. That was actually really cool. Then yeah, well, so
it's rather interesting. Sorry, buddy, go ahead.
No,
sorry.
No, sorry. I was going to say, DSL Welding Services are, obviously sponsoring us for this F3 Championship, and Warren Brown Tools for a round sponsor. Yeah, and you got any spice for the Kinton boys this week, Kerry?
Oh, look, they haven't given me any spice, but what I've actually teed up is our current series leader at the moment and front runner, Matty Jones, and we've dragged him down into the chat. Maybe we can get him to talk us through a lap, Matty. Are you there, Matty? Can you hear us, buddy?
Yeah, I got you, boys.
Go for it, buddy.
Jump on board if you want to talk us through a lap. I know you're probably still on cold tyres at the moment. But
I am, and I'm struggling.
Let's leave it on board here and get that perfect angle. Remember, F3s, you've got your feet up in the air. Your feet are actually higher than your butt in these cars if you're sitting them for real. So, Matty, talk us through what you're trying to do here at the moment, buddy.
I'm just letting the tyres warm up sort of organically. I'm not trying to slide the car or do anything silly. Just building a bit of temp for the first couple of laps. See if we can get a good exit out here and do something. So run it out as close to the wall as you dare. Hard on the gas down the main straight. Tricky braking zone into turn 1 here with the little kink. Can brake quite late. Get it in nice and tight, little double apex. Up onto the exit curb. Nice and tight into turn 3. All the curb on the exit as well. Try and keep it in third around here, it'll slide a little bit. Up into fourth, get the nose in under the bridge. Try and flow the car through here. It wants to step out there. Blind through the dog leg. You never know where you're going. Nice and tight. Get a good exit. Don't hit the wall. And that's a lap at Oran Park.
Awesome lap there, mate. Quick question, mate. How much downforce is the car using tonight? Out of curiosity.
I think it's high downforce setup, I think.
It's the high downforce setup. Yep. But we've only got 11 litres of fuel.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm expecting there to be about 4 pit stops tonight.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so that'll be interesting. Kerry, sorry. Before we'll have to we should probably let you go, Matty. Good luck in your race, mate.
Cheers.
And good luck, eh?
No worries, thanks guys.
Cheers, buddy. I'll move you back up.
There he is. So, Matty Jones, mate, and how good is Matty Jones, Kerry?
Well, straight to the top of the tree, mate. So the
something
guy has
awful.
got pace. He's fast he's fast in the V8 Supercars as well. Like really fast. Scott's fast. So the guy's got great pace, and you can see there, that he was just using the car perfectly. The right amount of gas at the right amount of time. You could see how the butt of the car just sat down and gave him straight drive out of the corner, and it was just smooth as silk.
Yeah, it was.
I was having a look at Kitten's machine at Daniel Byrne up in a P2 at the moment. I think you're right, Toddy just saying behind the scenes there that Daniel's had a few issues the last couple of rounds. I don't necessarily know if it's pace related or anything. I think a lot of these guys here in that mid-pack battle seems very strong in the F3s this season, and we've got a nice big field again tonight. It's that 21 cars out there tonight, so getting some awesome representation here for the boys of the F3s, mate. But
yeah, mate.
these Kitten boys are quick, and it's still only early days. We're only 5 minutes into quali, and a game like the TCRs, you'll be able to run that extra, minute or two past the qualifying time to maybe put in that last lap. It's all about getting those tyres into the window again.
Matty Pignata just doing a good lap there, but it's I mean, and the other thing we talk about as well, we talked about the downforce, and he talked about like just how much fuel the car has got. The downforce doesn't really matter, does it? Because you got no weight in the car. The car's light. The only thing you're trusting right now is the downforce, and you just got to push it as hard as possible to get that aero working tonight. So definitely be interesting.
It tends to be one of those cars that if you drive it timidly, it means that you don't have the same grip as the guy that's driving it aggressively and sending it, because the better you send it, the more grip you have. It's crazy, and it's totally counterintuitive. Yeah. If you're sliding around, the last thing that someone's going to tell you in the wet is to just go a bit faster so the car handles better. So yes, but racing, that's the way it works, mate, in racing.
That's it, isn't it? And then we're moving to new technologies as well. Obviously you see these F3s, but obviously we've got our new hypercars coming to iRacing as well. So that'll be good to see the BMW coming into it.
Rain is going to be the big thing when it comes to iRacing, mate. It's going to shake the field up completely. But Toddy was just in our ear before Clay was saying Adrian Loretti pinged Matty Jones. Well, at the moment, we've got about 6 or 7 cars that have sort of gone under Matty's initial time. Just goes to show you how much tyres make a difference. Even though we got a great on board with Matty Jones there, those tyres still weren't fully up to temp.
No, they weren't.
We're now seeing a bunch of drivers all going into the mid 58s now. Scotty Barjan with a 58.49, Matthew Pignata with a 58.64. So the boys are starting to turn it on. We have got the top 9 cars all under 59 seconds at the moment.
Yeah, they definitely are. The pace on tonight has just been unreal, but I've been noticing each week the level is just becoming a new bar, isn't it? Like Scotty Barjan's just on another level now, isn't he?
Look, the battles are getting so much closer in the mid-pack. That's what is really happening. I mean, you're seeing that Matty Jones and a few of the Kittens boys that have got that bit of pace. If they get clear at the start, they can run away with it. But the moment you've got to start battle with other cars, that costs you, a second or two every lap. And we know that Oran Park is such a tight track, man. It's going to be interesting to see where they're going to get the moves done and how brave these guys are going to be under brakes into T1 and 2.
Yeah, definitely. And Matthew Pignata's just got P1 by 100th. He's not even that. And great lap by Matthew Pignata. He's just got so much pace around here. But he's been a guy that comes through the field and just absolutely is just dominant when he comes through.
6,000ths of a second, Scotty got by at the moment. So
that's crazy. That's
pretty
close.
Well, we're talking half a tenth is P11. Bo Hudson in P11. Oh, that's a moment from Matty, pushing super hard there. Well, that's what you got to do to get near the top. You got to run those limits, and unfortunately, he doesn't get a chance to burn the fuel back down. But looks like he's going to go straight back out again and start again. Still 6 minutes remaining in this qualifying, or just under. Scotty Barjan up P2, Adrian Loretti P3, Martin Lofthouse having a good run at the moment, P4. He's had a slow lap back then, so maybe building up. A game might be similar to that TCR's, buddy, where you do a hot lap and then you lay it off and then do a cold lap and then try a hot lap again. Daniel Byrne, P3.
So Daniel Byrne on the podium as well, so it's getting feisty.
The top 5 are within a 10th.
Yeah.
The top 5 within a 10th.
You know what's shocking? We've got it's such a change up this week. We've got Daniel Byrne in P3, Scotty Barjan in P2, then Matthew Pignata in P1. Where's the Matty Jones? Where's Jeff Thomas? Where's the Christopher Island? The team has, it's all just been switched up, and it's great to see.
Well, I can't see Chris Island in here this week, so Chris is not with us tonight. So that might hurt his championship. We'll have to see how it goes. He is the only driver this season that has been able to take a victory off Matty Jones. Daniel Byrne up into first spot now, and that is 3 drivers that have all done a 58.49. It is and look at that time. Daniel Byrne, Matthew Pignata have done the exact same time down to the thousandth. 0.000. And then it's only 7 thousandths to Scotty Barjan, 12 thousandths to Matty Jones. Yeah. So while we can't say that yet, Toddy's saying it's the 3rd time that it's happened in SRW. We still have 4 minutes of qualifying left, mate. The way these guys, look, Scotty Barjan has just bumped it again, and he's taken another 300ths out of that time. So it's still on, Toddy. It's too early to call it, mate.
So yeah, so now we're really getting into the really what do you call it?
Matty Jones with 2 purple sectors has that. So he's got maybe a bit of a toe there. We'll have to see. Did a what did he do last lap? A 58.57. That last lap. David Gallo's got a couple of green sectors. Adam Simpson with orange with 1 green. So at the moment we're finding a few of the boys getting right near the edge of their limits. Troy Durley with 3 green sectors at the moment. So he's starting to find his pace, running back in 15th at the moment. And it's just that lap has just put him up into P11 with a 58.88. So that's a great improvement there. Bruce White has got 3 green sectors, so we'll keep an eye on Bruce as he comes across the line as well. And is that Bruce White with a 58.849, so that's put Bruce up into the top 10. My buddy there, great to see him back, having had a decent round last week, and back again for more carnage in the F3s. He sent me a video today, Connor, of his dog. He's got a beautiful oh god, what is it, a bull mastiff cross something, a little puppy, and he's been training it. So he sent me a video today of him shooting the dog with his finger and it dropping dead. That's awesome.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so he's having
I've been playing
fun with Ragnar, his dog. Oh, he's got it all sideways at the moment. Troy Durley, a couple of green sectors. Daniel Byrne with a purple sector and a green sector, so we better keep an eye on Daniel's time. Matty Jones has gone to the top with a 58.25. Look at that, 2 tenths. Daniel Byrne crosses the line with a 58.43, goes up into P2.
Yeah, the qualifying's really heating up now.
Oh, it is now.
Now we are on board with Matty Jones going up to the top. So he's talking about warming up those tyres, and he said to not slide it around and just, take a couple laps to get them warm. And I've been doing a series in these things, and all the boys from Racecraft Simulations have said, take 4 laps and just drive it around, then hit it for your fastest lap. So
you want to try and add temperature without taking away too much wear.
Yeah,
because that's the key, Well,
and take the
you and
fuel
I
out of it.
Well, you and I are supercar drivers, buddy. So the
Yeah.
supercar. It takes barely half a lap to get them up to 10.
Mm.
A much heavier car, of course.
Yeah,
Matty Jones he's got one purple sector. So I don't know if he's going to improve. He's only got the one purple sector with some oranges there, but he will get across the line and get one more lap in. What did he do that lap? That lap was a 58.34. 58.33 from Adrian already, so he's jumped up into P2. 58.43 from Daniel Burns, so 100th back, unable to match Adrian's time there. Scott Bargen looks like he's in the pits, he's given up. Matthew Pignata is still out on track. You can see how hard Matty is pushing through here now. John far enough ahead here maybe to give him a bit of a tow. Want to see.
Yeah, so Matty Jones just...
that might actually be hindering him more than a tow, because that looked like the front of the car's a bit floaty. Just that aero washed.
So, down the bottom now, so he's going to come over the top. He's just going to have that little bit more slipstream, so he might get a better lap. No, so no green sectors, but he did get one purple. Didn't improve. Adrian leader. Adrian in P2 now, but yeah, did do a better lap. Sorry, Matty Jones.
Yeah, Matty. I think he maybe took like a few thousandths off his time there, because it was already a 58.25, I think, and he's on a 58.24. Is that Jeff Thomas just with a 58.73? That's put him up into P10. Thomas Anderson is still out on the track, so he might get a lap in. Daniel Burns still on the track. How did Chris Bleakley go? Was that a 58? Yeah, that's all orange sectors from Daniel. So he a 58.43 there. So still a good time, but unable to improve his position. David Gallo snuck up into P6 with a 58.53 there. So that's great.
Yeah, it's good to see Daniel up there. He's been doing really well. Last round he did really well, so it's good to see him up there. So yeah.
Wow. Well, the boys took it to Matty Jones. He had to pull it out right at the end, the death there, mate, to put it on pole. So hopefully he doesn't have it all his own way tonight, man. We get to see some action up front.
Yeah, so
right.
Adrian, Matty Jones, P1, Adrian Reddy in P2, Daniel in P3, Scotty Bargen in P4, Matthew Pignata in P5, David Garlow, P6, Adrian Andrew in I think that's P7, and P8 Daniel Darren Fetty. Oh my God, absolutely screwing this up. But Martin Lovehouse in P9, Jeff Thomas in P10. So that's interesting to see Jeff down the field a bit more. But I wonder if that's a bit of a strategy to go. Hey, maybe if I start here, I might have a bit of a chance. But they're your top 10 for tonight. So going down through the rest of the field, and very good qualifying by Adrian Loretti, don't you think, Kerry?
Look, Adrian's got good pace in these cars. I mean, the Kittens boys, there's a fair few of them, and they love the F3s. So they bring a whole contingent to tonight's race. And Adrian, the boss man, he'd be loving it that he's showing it up with the boys. I know that he's actually streaming tonight on the Kittens Racing channel as well. So he'd be looking for a good race for his first big live stream for the team.
Yeah, definitely it would be.
We got the cars gridding up, and should be an awesome race, buddy. I think we are going to see a safety car here tonight for sure. The question is how many, and how close is the action going to be?
I'll be very close, I reckon. We might get a safety car, might not. We did see the TCRs didn't get one. Turn 1, lap 1 will be interesting, but we'll take it away and see what happens, AK.
Well, that's it, mate. Look, it's a great field. 21 cars on the grid. The F3s are really starting to take off here at SRW. Again, it's all thanks to DSL Welding Services. All right, buddy, the start's going to be coming up. Wait for those lights and you can take it away.
Roger, mate. Let's see what happens. Warren Brown's for our round sponsor. Here we go. There's the lights. We'll wait for him to drop. 3, 2, 1, and we're away for the SRW. F3s, DSL. Matty Jones, great start. Adrian Loretti up the inside. Daniel actually on the outside. Daniel's actually jumped Scotty Barton. All coming down to turn 1. No incident, nothing yet. I don't think we've...
Well, that Darren Fahey with a nice move up the inside there. I think
They're
that
all
was,
clean.
yeah, so far so good. Look at that.
How good's that?
Looking for position, but is that if someone went deep there? Maybe got punted. Who was that? That's Troy Dooley going down the field because Troy made a move up the inside there. I don't know if there was contact there, but he went firing off.
Oh, someone's off the road. I don't know who that is. Before coming up the hill.
Thomas Anderson, Adam Simpson, Andrew Lydon caught up with a couple of off tracks. That's Andrew Lydon just limped around there. Oh, there might be a bit to digest once things start to settle down. Adam Simpson had a big moment there as well. And Matty Jones is out already a second out in front.
Yeah, he's gapped Adrian Loretti there just to show. Oh, someone's around at the last corner.
Oh, there is a smoke up the top there. Someone's gone into the wall. Who's that smashed? Palmer Sanderson has gone into the wall. That is going to... Well, let's keep an eye and see if there's a call for a safety car, but have a look at here.
So that's Christopher Blakely.
Oh, they've done well to avoid Chris there. Well, that's Palmer
And that's the
Sanderson,
exit
though.
too.
He's done well to
Really well.
not hit anyone there. That's awesome stuff. Scott Barjan is having up at the front. He's pummeling down the leaderboard at the moment. What's happened to Scott Barjan? 15. He's dropping well down.
Yeah, he's lost it coming over the hill. Oh, he did too.
Oh, so that has blown him down 17 positions down the grid. Oh no. What's happened to Scott Barjan there? Grass. Look at that. Oh no, he's got away with it there. It's curb. It was the curb. The car just bounced on him.
Yeah, these things are very low to the ground. That'll be floor damage too, and he knows it too. So he's going to turn the thing back around. Yet there's the flick.
I don't see any damage on the diffuser, but
Yeah,
keep an eye on his lap times there. But but that has cost him a whole heap of positions.
Yeah, he wouldn't be too happy with himself. So thanks to DSL Welding Services replay.
Getting back around Tom Dooley there. I know Tom Sanderson there, but let's go back to live action and see what's happening up front. It's a 1.7 second gap from Matty Jones back to Adrian Loretti, holding on to P2. Daniel Byrne, the other Kittens machine, different team. So remember, our team's championship is paired up at the moment. So we've got 3 Kittens teams. We've got, is it 3...
So far in, pretty good so far. Everyone's been very clean. Nothing too major's happened. No big crashes. Everyone's just had a little spin, or just lost the rear end or locked up. But yeah, it's been very clean so far. Everyone's working their way through the field. Jeff Thomas from 10th to 7th, he's done pretty well. Bryce Meddings, 21st to 16th, he's done well. Who else we got?
Yeah, Bruce White's up 4.
Yeah, I was about to say that, yeah.
7.
He's done well.
Hawkins up 7 as well.
Martin,
A couple of
done
them.
well.
Darren Fahey up 4 and in 4th position. So I did see Darren made a good move there off the line, got a good start. So he's doing well. But yeah, it's a precision sim shop, and then it's kitten. I know David Galloway's double. No, 3 kittens because we got the JWM Motorsports machine. That was the other team. There's about 4 or 5 of them out there tonight as well. Chris Island, the big man that's missing tonight.
Yeah.
And he's been the one really taking it to Matty.
He's actually he's not doing the championship anymore. He's not doing anymore.
Good to see. The stream was a bit blurry for him there, but it's fixed. You fix your settings. That's good, buddy. You want to be looking this in the highest depth you can, because we've got some good racing going on at the moment. Looks like the Kitten boys are just settling in. Remember, it is a 60-minute race tonight, so you know, it's a bit.
Bruce White around.
Oh no!
What happened there?
What's
Bruce
happened to
White's just getting on the radio.
That might be a request to tow. Let's have a look and see what's happened to Bruce. Oh no, it's a incident. Car's got up the inside him and turned him. Who is that that's turned him? Matthew Pignata that's tapped him there.
John King on the radio.
Oh no! What's happened there, Bruce? Who was that?
John King.
John King. Oh, we might have to have another look at that and see what's happened there.
So he's just went back to the left when John King was on the inside. So here we go. So yeah, so he's just moved back over.
Contact.
On the rear wheels too. There it
I'd be
is.
surprised if John's car's still going.
That thing will be crumpled like a trash can.
Well, let's go back to live. Is he still in that fence, buddy? Are we going to have a safety car?
Nothing's come over the radio yet, so
Yeah.
hang on. I'll quickly run back through the.
Are we stuck in a replay at the moment?
I cannot see him on track. Oh, he's back on track, but he's got no car basically left. No wing. Front wing's gone.
But if he's gets it back to the pit lane, he can do his fast repair, but that might hold off a safety car. Alright, we're still stuck in replay by the looks of it at the moment, Toddy. I know you're doing what you can to try and get us back going. Oh, so it's a reset. Wonderful. Got to love technology, guys. Here we are. I think we're back and running now, are we? Alright, Matty Jones with 3.8 second gap now. So, in amongst all that carnage, we're still on replay mode, we are, buddy. So, okay, maybe I need to replay.
Bryce Manning's up 6 spots now as well. Stephen Tonkin actually up almost 10 positions, so well done to Stephen there. Christopher Blakely's up there, 4 to 5 there almost. But yeah, like there's people coming through the field, and there's some people just like started at the back and then just picking them off slowly. So it's good to see. Who else is there? I mean, Bruce White was actually up a few more, but he's dropped back down to 12th. So wonder what happens there with the penalties.
Oh, he's asked race control. They'll be looking at it, so we'll have to see what happens there, buddy.
Yeah. So we'll see what the race stewards do about it. But yeah, it's a very hard incident to put down, and we'll see what happens.
I think you're right, buddy. It's just gonna, we'll have to see what race control's got to say about it.
Oh, Bruce White around again.
Oh no.
Oh, he went into the back of one of them. Timothy Schmellenberg went into the back of him. Oh.
Let's have a look and see what's happening.
Schmellenberg. So Matthew Pignata's just been black flagged.
That would have been for that contact there. Bruce is just locked up then. I don't think he's made contact there. I think that's all self-spin. By the looks of that. I think he's locked up the rears, and I think what you might find, Connor, is your half right there. He was going to go up the back of him if he didn't lock it up, So, might be one of those things where the guy in front has caught him out a little bit.
He's definitely done well, and Matthew Pignata getting black flagged there, so that's really going to hurt him there. Then Bruce White getting black flag, lap 6.
Oh, no, so contact there as well.
Yeah. So the unsafe rejoin race control, I've just said, the race stewards, sorry. Scotty Barton coming back through the field as well. He just passed Adam Simpson.
That was for that incident with John King, so, okay. Bit unfortunate there for Bruce. I thought he might have held his line, but if he moved over, yeah, look, it's always hard. You want to get going again when you go off track, but you've got to check your relative. You've got to be aware of the guys around you when you're rejoining. All right.
So, Bruce, safety car. There's a safety
Right.
car somewhere. So, there's someone on track that's... There's nothing on track. So, as we're the safety car's actually coming out of pits, we'll mention about the safety car for a second, and Bruce White, bang! That was huge.
Okay, so
That's the safety
happening.
car.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
got caught
wow.
in there, and
I guess, Cowie, we should say something about our safety car driver tonight. Someone a bit special, isn't it? Adam Hughes in the safety car tonight.
who's he there? Okay.
Yeah, wow, it's good to see one of the crisscross boys jumping in, being the slower car tonight. So,
Where was he? He's been racing the TCRs. I wonder why he was.
Yeah.
So he's obviously on race control duties tonight.
So TCR's Porsche Cup and GT3. He's been very good in the GT3s and the Porsche Cup.
Oh,
Very good. So
current
it's-
series champion, and I think he's up the top of the charts at the moment too for the Porsches. So but look, it's great to have those boys on board in race control. Got Greg Barber and Tyson McAvoy. All of those guys experienced racers, and like every other racer, they're opinionated. But when you're in race control, your opinion actually matters, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, technically it does, doesn't it? And promo department obviously for our safety car, as they normally are. It's good to see them on the car. It's been kind of funny. We've been crossing against the Beamer and the McLaren, so it's good to see the Beamer on the track again. It's one of my favourites. So Matthew Pignata actually going in the pits as well. So I think that's for the drive.
He won't be able to serve his drive through, so he could do the pit. But this is a game where you might have the drivers talking to race control. The penalty gets removed for the laps under the safety car, and then it gets reissued again. The idea is, you've copped the penalty, you don't get to serve it, when the field's going a fraction of the speed that
Yeah.
they would normally go. So.
Yeah, and definitely. And if you take it under safety car, it's almost like not getting a slap on the wrist. So race control definitely slapping on the wrist and going, "Hey, buddy, you've done something wrong," or I'll give you a bit of a penalty for it. But Bryce Manning's on screen in 17th, new driver to 1-9. Good to see him making quite a bit of progress. He's sitting in P3 in an IndyCar championship with myself. So getting grips to the F3. He's been wanting to learn a couple other cars, so yeah, good to see him. Christopher Blakely actually going in the pits as well. Who else has went in? I think most of them have went in. No. Who else? Have you seen anyone else, Gary, that's jumped in?
Well, Steven Segovich has stayed out. Bryce Medding stayed out. Tim Betts has stayed out.
So it does look like they have pitted.
Yeah, I think pretty much the entire field has, by the looks of things. Steven Singovich is the only driver there inside the top 10 that I can see hasn't pitted. Bryce Meddings and Tim Betts being the other two drivers. Bruce White right at the bottom at the moment. I'll have to see if Bruce has got a fast repair to be able to use there or not. But
I think he's left the server. I don't think
Has
he's
he?
racing. Yeah, he's left the server. Yep.
Oh, it's been unfortunate for Brucey.
It
I know
is.
he's had some great races, and then he's had a few that haven't gone the way he would have liked. So, but we do know that it tends to happen in racing occasionally, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? You'll be on a good good streak there for a while, and then you might have your bad race every now and then. So yeah, that's one of Bruce's bad races, but you can't call them a bad race. It's just a little mistake or something's happened, It's sometimes the driver's fault, sometimes it's not, yada yada yada, and it's like I said, it's just he'll probably reflect on it and go, what can I do and can't do next time.
Well,
So.
it's never intentional, man. Look,
It's never is, isn't it?
I think all of the incidents that we see here, even when they get a bit heated between the boys, it's still all because we're passionate about racing. I mean, it's why we come back. You get taken out one night, we come back and have another go the next night, because again, I'd love to win more races, Connor, but to be honest, it doesn't worry me, and I'm happy being amongst the battles. The Radicals last week was absolutely banging at Phillip Island, and I'm looking forward to Oran Park with them this week as well. So, and we see the F3. Well, we see the F3s here are handling it pretty good. The TCR's probably struggled a little bit more than the other cars. I would be interested to talk to the drivers and see how bad that aero wash is when you're in behind another car trying to get around here.
Yeah, you're actually pretty. Yeah, you're pretty much on the nail there, isn't it? Because I wonder what the aero wash is like, honestly. Because obviously a small little track, not a lot of breathing room, and could be pretty bad. So safety car coming off there.
Well, I know the guys were a bit apprehensive about Winton for that reason, and it turned out to be a banging race, and they all loved it. So
we'll get ready. Get ready here to go. Matty Jones leading the field. Adrian right behind him, and he's gone. He's off. Great launch from Matty Jones. Doesn't give him any time to react. All the back guys are going to have to think, oh no, I've got to go. Yeah, so shake and bake, as Toddy says in the background. Right on the brakes now. Adrian right on the back of him. 3 kitten cars right behind him as well. So Adrian's got support. If he's going to put it up the inside, he's got no pressure behind him. So Matty Jones try and get a gap here.
The Kittens boys are prepared to race. They're not. There's no real team orders, so to speak. Not when you've got that many cars in the field. And you can see behind them, there's Bradley Hudson, Scott Barger, and their teammates. And they'll be battling each other hard too. It's just that general rule amongst teams: don't hit the other car. It's always the way.
And we saw the Kim cars hit each other in Winton, and Steven Sinkovich really under attack here. Right over the top of the hill, now into the braking. Will he get a bad exit? Yeah, he will, up the inside one of the JDM cars. No, so he's actually got a pretty good exit.
Oh, that's that Tim. Is that Tim behind him looking to try and make a move?
I think it is, yeah. So Scotty Budgeon there, so Tim's up the inside. Scotty Budgeon's went through too. So Adam Simpson's going to go through. Steve's opened it up, the door. Oh, one's ran wide. How's this? 3-1. How's this carry? 3 wide, mate.
That's it. That's why we love safety cars, buddy. Just bunches everyone back up again. We see them all battling, and the difference is this time where they're battling this close together, they've all got warm tyres, so they can push a bit. Whereas that lap 1, when they're all bunched together, it's very much a risk versus reward on cold tyres.
100%. So, there's the pack of the guys right now, 20th to 16th that you can see on your screen. Coming across the hill, great little part of a section. Oh, a bit of a wiggle from Matthew Pignata, I think that is. Oh,
there's that Tim Dead's looking, he's going on the inside now to cover Matthew. So that did unsettle that car.
Yes, so they might make it 2 wide, yes they are. Steven Sinkovich in the pits now. Adrian Loretti.
Steven probably should have pitted under the safety car there, so might have cost himself a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, just having a bad cough. But yeah, Stephen Tonkin. See if we can go back to the. Oh, there's a crash in the back. There's about 3 of them off.
That Timothy Schmalenberg, he's gone off track there. Who else was it? Oh, it's Thomas Sanderson. He's had a moment.
No safety car?
It doesn't look like there's any damage on that car. Maybe front wing a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, he lost quite a bit of downforce coming across the hill there. So I'm on board now with the guys here.
Alright, so
Thomas.
what's happening here? He's gone
Thomas
to the
here.
move up the inside and just understeered. That's what's caused that. Look at the just off shot there. I wonder how much has happened there.
Christopher Blakely making a move up the inside in turn 1 as well.
Alright, so we can see this move, but we want to try and see those other cars that come through.
Bang! Thanks to TSL Welding Services replay. Scotty Bargen. on the outside. He's oh no, gets tagged. Oh, the 219 cars have just been taken out.
Bryce Meddings,
And Christopher Bleakley.
Tim Betts, he called it, so that's that battle again. Something's happened there. Bryce Manning's on the radio here, so he's had to go across country. That might even be a black if he's cut a big chunk of the track there.
Oh,
That'll
he's
give you a
got
black flag.
huge contact.
Let's have a look. So he's got loose on exit there, and that has given the car behind him a run. Is this again someone trying to sneak up the inside? Oh, he's just trying marvelous speed, and yeah.
There's Christopher Bleakley there. Bang!
Oh no, launched.
So
Oh, Tim Betts deciding to turn that, trying to turn that F3 into an aeroplane. The wind is pointing down, not up. But yeah,
Christopher
look at that.
Bleakley's car definitely went for a drive there, didn't it? In the
So yeah, so wow.
bang!
All right.
Race control, really.
Well, race control will be having a look at that for sure. But let's go back to live action. That's Bryce Meddings fixing his car by the looks of it.
Yeah, they'll be on the back foot now.
Matty Jones, he's got a gap of about 5 seconds back to it's only a second, almost 2 seconds back to Adrian Loretti. Apologise. Daniel Byrne is closing right up on his teammate there though, starting to apply a bit of pressure to Adrian in P2. But I'm sure these guys, I think I saw all of those kittens in their box up in the Discord chat, buddy. I'm sure it's a cardboard box that they're all talking in.
All having a yarn in there. So Jeff Thomas just trying to catch on the back of his teammate here.
Martin had a great quali there, and he put it up. He was up near the front there early on, and then qualified 9th. He's currently running in 6th position at the moment, so having a good result. Steve Tonkin's the other big mover in the field at the moment. Steve started that race 20th, didn't he? And he's now up 12 positions.
Yeah, he's made a huge ground here. Darren Feedy, he's been doing really well, just been consistent.
Well, he had that great. Yeah, he had that great start. Looks like I think David's actually pipped him in the pits there, I think, because it was Darren in front of David Gallo there earlier on in the race. So there's been a little team swap there.
Oh, it's not bad to save a bit of fuel or save the tyre a little bit, sitting behind your teammate a little bit. Martin.
These guys are pitted early. Now, we did say before, Matty said before, he reckoned there might be 3 or 4 pit stops. There's only 11 litres in the car. So we could see quite a lot of pit stops and maybe some strategy at play here. So to see if fuel saving is an option. 11 litres, an extra lap on the field, that could be, dramatic.
Yeah, definitely. Seeing Bryce Meddings and Christopher Bleakley and Thomas getting a black flag, they'll all be on the back foot, so it'll be really hard to get that lap back or even make some ground. Adam Simpson on board here, coming across the top here now. But I think being on that back foot around here is so hard. Like, it's not like Bathurst where it's such a big track. It's small, so if you get a lap down, you're really out of it, aren't you?
Well, we've seen, again, I thought there might have been a few more safety cars tonight, but you do have a bit of runoff areas. There's only like this corner here, you get it wrong here and you put it in the wall. That's probably going to bring out a safety car. But several of the other corners have got a nice bit of a runoff area, and we've seen that even though we've seen a few incidents, the guys have been able to recover and get back on the road. A little snip there from Adam Simpson, just playing peekaboo, but that's the way to do it. He played peekaboo, but he knew that he'd get his nose chopped off if he sticked it up there, so he pulled it back.
Yeah, definitely. Just pulling out of it there, just to be cautious. Doesn't want to kill the other car or kill himself. Or,
But you've also got to let that guy know if you give you half a look, I'm going to have a look at it. I'm going to have a sniff. Because ideally, at a place like Oran Park here, where it is difficult to pass, you're effectively trying to force your opponent to, you know, take a defensive line so that you can get him, you know, on the exit or down the straight. Like, especially here, if you can, you know, force him to take a tighter line than you, and you can get on the gas a little bit more, get that run, pulling out. Okay, was that a let through?
Thomas Hudson got a black flag as well while we were chatting there too.
That was Brad Hudson. That was that there.
Bradley Hudson. Sorry.
Yeah, so the car we were watching there, one where he was pulling off, that was to serve his black for the incident earlier. So
yeah, okay. Wow. Adam Simpson moving up a position then. Disregard.
Tim
Betts was black flag for
was
contact.
that car 9? Is Tim Betts car 9?
So Tim Betts got a black flag for contact with
Car
34.
9, but his car 09. I think they've said for him to ignore that. That's what the message on the radio. I think they black flagged him by mistake. Because I think Tim was the last of the cars that came through and ended up airborne, wasn't it? So I don't think he was the one involved, you know, sort of as the hang on. I missed what race control said then. Did you catch that at all, Connor?
Brad Hudson, yeah, I think it was, I think it might have been.
Brad, he tried to pit and he overshot it. Okay, but he's done well though. Well,
Definitely done alright.
well, if he had flown into the pits at that speed, he would have got a black flag again. So,
Well, it's good he stamped on the brakes, but his tyres are going to be very warm and very used now, so Tim Betts actually going in the pits now.
well, he's had to serve a black flag there, so that's what he's doing. At the moment, it is Matty Jones with a gap of 5.8 seconds ahead of Adrian Loretti for Kittens Racing. Daniel Byrne, Kittens number 2, P3. David Gallo, P4. It's looking pretty close between the Kittens boys there. So I wonder if they've all going to work together. Darren Fahey in there as well, so it's 4 Kittens in a row. What do you...
Adam Simpson and Andrew and Scott Bargen are all in the pits. So I think it's just for fuel stops now. So the fuel stops will play now.
Well, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? If they're going to have to pit 3 or 4 times. Tyres on an option there. Who was that? Did you say, Toddy? Scotty Bargen's gone for tyres. That is interesting.
I think that might be a mistake.
Well, it's an hour race tonight, Connor. Are the tyres... Would you be better off grabbing tyres early on in the piece?
No, you wouldn't want to. You wouldn't want to touch the tyres at all. I've been taught from day dot you want to save a bit at the start, then use them at the end. You don't want to use them now. It's almost a mistake.
Are they going to survive an hour? Because I have seen
they do.
I've seen a few of the guys take the gamble and grab tyres early on in a longer race like this. So we'll just keep an eye on those pit times.
It's it's almost a mistake when you put tyres on. It's not worth it at all. I've seen it over and over. It's just not worth it at all. Yes, you get that little bit of grip at the end, but the time you get them up to tyre temp, which is 4 or 5 laps at minimum, plus with all the traffic and battles, you won't get far at all with them. So yeah.
If you're back in the pack, would you speculate and go for tyres, hoping you get another safety car that buttons it up?
I see. If you're at the back, I could see that's where you might be like, okay, I might take them. But if you're up the front, no, leave them off.
And Nathan Allen in the chat there, that's the, I was looking for what would you call a bunch of kittens together. He's called it a litter. A littler. a littler of kittens. Well, it's not a litter, it's a littler. Nathan said there. That's awesome. And, but at the moment, we're having a look at there, is that John King. John, unfortunately, getting involved in that incident there, and it's cost him a bit of time. Yeah, I think you're right there, Toddy. Toddy just saying looks like the whole of the JWN team guys have sort of, found themselves all mid-pack at the moment. So definitely the losers out of all of that stuff. So. Except for Steve Tonkin. So Steve Tonkin, he's up 13 positions at the moment, Connor. So the biggest mover by far, and that is he's sitting in behind his teammate Martin Lofthouse. So they're the two JWM Motorsports guys, having a good run at the moment. And then Jeff Thomas with them as well. Who's that that's ran wide there? Was that Jeff Thomas that ran wide there? I saw someone go across the grass then. Thought it might have been Adam Simpson, but I didn't catch a glimpse of the car. Tim Betts, was it? We just saw the car shoot across the grass there. He's gone wide into T2 and looped it around with a little bit of grass. No, there was something else I saw there, Toddy. It's a car that went flying across the grass. I thought it might have been Wade Reynolds, actually. Yeah. Well, there's a nice little Jimmy there from... Was that Wade or was that... Oh, yeah, there was. It was Wade going across there. So I think that might have been...
Bryce Manning's just going off the track too.
I think it was to avoid contact with Bryce, that one there. That's why he went wide. His teammate was a little bit out of shape.
No, he wasn't near any... he wasn't near Chris. No, he just lost it himself.
It was, yeah, no, but it was a Bryce and Tim they were near.
No.
Okay, anyway, we can go back and see what's happening live at the moment. It is Daniel Byrne right in the middle of a kitten sandwich. And he's actually fallen back a little bit from Adrian at the moment. And it's that David Gallo trying to impart a bit of pressure here. Because just look at those cars too. You've got the two dark kittens, you've got the lighter kittens. Well, they've actually colour-coded it for us to separate their teams. So 6 kittens out there tonight, 3 teams of 2. So we'll have to see if these two work together, try and chase down Adrian.
Yeah, definitely. You'd want to work as a team in this situation, especially in F3s. You just want that little bit of slip. Steven Sinkovich just letting one of the JDM cars go by. Timothy going by.
So Steve Tonkin fast up behind Jeff Thomas as well. So these two dragging each other along as well. But when you've got 2 teams out there with 5 or 6 cars each.
Oh, Bryce Manning just going off again. I think his rear wings really damaged. Just lost all grip in the car.
It'd be a hard car to drive. It looks like he's pulling over and letting people through. Is he?
Oh, this would be killing him.
Oh no. What's happened to Brad Hudson? So we're starting to see these guys push a little. And just getting on the gas a little bit hard, just losing the rear. Little tap of the wall there, he might have said. I don't think that's done too much damage. So I'll have to see if he can keep going, Brad. He is a lap down at the moment, I think, though. So has got a fair bit of work to do to get back into this motor race. He'd be hoping for a safety car for sure.
Yeah, I think most of them would be, actually, because, going up to 16th and back is a lap down. So, yeah, most of them would be wanting a safety car right now, just get their laps back. Get a bit of damage fixed. We saw Bryce Mannix going off the track there. He had a broken wing. There's a couple of them with a little front wing damage. Nothing crazy, but there's a few. Matty Jones, 7 seconds.
It doesn't take much, man. Like, I copped a tiny little tap last week in Phillip Island in the rear, and it just damaged my rear diffuser, and that cost me a second a lap.
Yeah, I mean, I
to
did
the point that I had to pit. The same thing with these cars. The moment you sort of bang a wing or a diffuser, it just becomes a handful to drive, and then it becomes way more prone for you to make that mistake again and do worse damage to it. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, I was doing F3A and I got a slight tap in the rear, and I had no straight line speed, and I ended up coming away P3, but it was just yeah, in the F3, if you get slightly tapped in the rear, it does damage your car quite a bit.
Well,
So, yeah.
we've seen these cars break when you just look at them funny. So, you know, it's one of those things that, but it's what we love here at SRW TV. Again, a big thanks to our sponsors, DSL Welding Services, our major sponsor. It's always awesome to have them on board. Racecraft Simulations, great to have them on board. Dragon RC, Melville Equipment Corps, and our round sponsor, Warren and Brown Tools, Toyo Sim, and of course the promo department, our safety car sponsor. I think I got them all in there, Connor.
Yeah, you got them all, mate.
There we go.
I'd let you know if you did miss one.
It's all good, buddy. We're here to keep each other on our toes and maybe have a bit of fun with it as well. Of course, out there in Facebook land and YouTube land, make sure that you're talking to us. Throw your comments there in the chat. We love that banter with the people out there watching our broadcast. You know, the more of that we can have, the better, and gives us something to talk about in a big long race like this, even though we are seeing kittens right at each other's kittens' butt. You know, I thought it was dogs that sniffed other butts, not kittens.
Oh, I've seen cats do it. I'm not kidding. We've got two of them. Yeah, they're weird little things. I'll tell you that. But kittens and cats are just weird and just in general, mate. So,
sure. And look, in a racing terms, of course, you know, those three, you know, having two. Oh, there's a close moment there. I think that might have been Steven Sinkovich getting lapped. Oh, there's contact. Who was that? Steven Sinkovich has had contact with someone.
With one of the kittens. Who's that?
Darren Fahey.
Oh no.
Oh. So, and I think that might be a safety car come out, is it?
Andrew Lighton just went into... Oh! There was two kittens involved. Now Scotty Barton's in it now.
So that's how we saw. That was when...
Scotty Barton's...
Is that Daniel Byrne that's gone through, and then Stephen... Oh, that's netcode. Oh, no, he's jinked to get out of the way, and then he's caught the inside of the curb in the grass. That's what's happened. So he's seen the flash in the side of, you know, his mirror or whatever and gone, oh shit, I better move. And unfortunately, it's that movement at high speed has unsettled the car, I think. Oh, he's turning down, not holding his brakes, and he's caused contact with another car there. Oh, that's one of the JW. Is that Tim Betts again? Is it getting that car airborne? And who's that that's driven into him? Is that Andrew Lydon that's contacted with Stephen? Oh, Stephen not holding his brakes. That might be a bit of trouble coming his way. Did we have a safety car come out there, Toddy? I don't think so. It looks like we've still got runners going at full pace. We see a few people pitting maybe to try and take advantage of it in case it did come out. But look at that gap. Adrian Loretti is now 16 seconds behind Matty Jones. So is Adrian pitted? Matty and Adrian both pitted. So, Matty Jones and Adrian Loretti both pitted. All three, or looks like the top 4 or 5 pitted on that lap 36. And there's been a massive gap. What's happened? Like, that gap is going huge at the moment. Is Adrian caught behind someone? Which seems Matty Jones is like 25 seconds out in front. That is the safety car out there. So Matty Jones is ahead of the safety car at the moment. Is that what's happened? Yeah, so he's slowing down there. There you go. That's what was throwing it out. All right, so 20 minutes, it's a bit over 20 minutes to go, Connor, and the safety car is here. We get to bunch it back up, and we get to bring those voices up to the threshold of pain levels again, as you get to call this close action, buddy. You with me, Connor?
Yeah, mate. Sorry, I had my mic muted for some reason. I was like, what? I've been talking. Just a normal WOG thing, but we on the safety car, obviously, but Darren Fahey just going do up damage. But a lot of these lap guys should get lapped around.
Alright, well, it looks like Tim Betts is done for good by the looks of that. Steven Sinkovich also in the pits as well. So, Tim Betts, he's had a bit of a rough run tonight, hasn't he? Well,
Yeah,
alright, well, Martin Lofthouse, he's been a nice beneficiary of the madness there. Up 5 spots back into P4. Steve Tonkin's still up 13, so he's retained his P7. So the JWM boys, they took a bit of advantage of the Kittens' mayhem, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. Some of them winning and some of them losing, of course. You've always kind of got to be aware of what's going on and make your own luck, I guess. And looks like some of them made their own good luck. Christopher Blakely is getting waved around. He's just getting waved around the safety car now.
Well, that'd be great,
Adam
Chris, to get
Simpson-
back on the lead lap, yeah.
Yeah, and Adam Simpson, he's been doing really well. And he's been clutching in really hard. So Adam Simpson trying to save fuel here, and he's up a lot of spots here. So it's good to see Adam making a lot of moves.
Looking
Stephen
at all of
Tonkin.
at all the field back here, buddy, I can see everyone pitted on that lap 36 when the safety car was coming out. I think we had, was it Timothy Schmalenberg, I think, pitted a few laps earlier, so he's a little bit out of sync. John King is a lap out of sync, I think, as well there, buddy. But everyone else pretty much on the same sort of level of fuel again, I would think. So there's no major outliers of strategy at the moment, buddy. I suppose that's what happens when a safety car comes out. You've got to take advantage of it or get caught out and left behind.
Pretty much, but yeah, I reckon if they box down with a full thing of fuel, might make it home. So
Well, early on, Matty was saying he reckoned it'd be 4 stops, 11 litres. You know, we look this race, if it stays as it is, it's probably going to do another 17 laps, maybe 18 laps. So I would be expecting these guys are probably going to need to pit once more, because it looks like it's sort of around that 14 to 15 laps for the stint, I think. Did we get any guys pit before 20 minutes in on that first one? It's 20 laps.
I
Can they
think we
get
did
20
actually.
laps? Oh, it's going to be interesting. If you out there in YouTube and Facebook land know the answer to these questions, guys, please put the comments in there.
So yeah, lap 38. I think there was lap 11, lap 35. I feel like that's kind of your margin. So yeah, no, I reckon you'd make it home if you boxed.
Close to 17 minutes, and if these guys are clutching now, that it's going to be interesting, mate. It's going to be close, I think. The thing is, you know, these cars are doing sub-minute laps around here, so we've got, you know, 16 and a half minutes left, and that is going to mean 16 and a half laps or 17 laps. So it's going to be interesting. We'll have to see. Are there guys maybe going to clutch it and try and coast home? Are there guys that are going to go for it knowing that they have to pit? I love it when strategy comes into play at the end of a race like this.
Yeah, definitely a bit of strategy never hurts, and yeah, we'll see what happens here.
Well, it's the other element, man. You know, if you get to add that extra element, you know, we already have the great sort of side-by-side racing. You know, we've got, you know, incidents and all sorts of other things going on, and then you bring tactics into the equation as well. And you know, as Sun Tzu said, you know, no plan ever survives, you know, first contact with the enemy. So even though you might have the best strategy planned out for an enduro 60-minute race like tonight, you've got to be ready to roll the dice and go with the flow and take advantage of those safety cars when they happen.
Yeah, and it's taking advantage of anything you can. If there's a safety car, get fuel, you can get your lap back. That's even a bigger bonus. So yeah, it's definitely definitely to straighten it out and stuff, and get all the stuff ready to go for your last stint. Yeah, so Christopher Blakely actually, it's the latest one of the stop, so I reckon he'll be all good to the end. So see what happens.
Well, I think this extra lap has almost given the chance for those guys to, or they're not quite coming around to make it onto the back, are they?
Oh yeah, they're coming up to the back
it's going to be close. It's going to be close. We see the safety car pulling away now. So Chris Bleakley, 10 seconds behind these guys. He's not going to quite make it, but it'll be close.
Yeah, so he's...
Oh no, he has. Look at that. Look at that. Well done.
So Christopher
Timed it
Bleakley...
perfectly, and his tyres might be a little bit better than everyone else is seeing. He's had to push him a little bit here. Oh, look at that. Matty Jones held the field right up to the line there almost. So definitely no predictability from Matty tonight. It's keeping him honest.
Yeah, he is, and up the inside, none of them are really making the move yet. They're kind of just being a bit patient. The Kittens are just sitting there nice and patiently waiting for Matty. And Martin Lofthouse, they know if one of the Kittens stuff up, he's going to make that opportunity. Dave's right behind Martin as well. He'll be very keen to get by. Steve Tonkin right behind.
Oh, it's going to be interesting now because the Kittens have been working together up the front. And now the JWM boys, they outnumber the Kittens in this little battle pack. So can they bring some team stuff together? Can they bring any team plans, to the fore?
Well, the thing is, the Kittens are up the front, out of team rivalry, you'd be winning right now. But yeah, definitely for the Kitten boys, they're up the front. But the JWM guys are coming through, and they're coming through fast.
Well, Martin Lofthouse is staying on the back here of Daniel Byrne at the moment, so that is the dark orange sector means he's within half a second, and we can see this train here of Kitten, JWM, Kitten, and then JWM's behind. Adam Simpson in the middle of that mix. Looks like he's got up in front of Matthew Pignata there, so that's an early move from Adam on this lap as well, so he's right in amongst the mix. And the sole fishy motorsports machine out here tonight, normally we see bloody piranhas everywhere, in the V8s and that, but it's Adam's the only one brave enough to drive a car that doesn't weigh 2 or 3 ton.
Yeah, pretty much. It's it's whatever you're comfortable driving. Next season I definitely want to give the F3s a crack in someone's around.
Matthew Pignata's just lit it up on exit. Oh no. Well, I will say about Adam though, he loves driving everything. I haven't had some great races with him in the V8s, so I know he can drive them. But I asked him, a few weeks ago actually, because his I rating's at like about 12 or 1300. I said, how come your I rating's so low, man? You're pretty quick. He goes, I just race everything. So that's why.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just lit it up a little bit. Very easy to do in these cars, just light it up that little bit too much. Same thing in the V8 radical, it's very easy to do. And the problem is that point of no return, Connor, where you just that little bit too much and it's too far and you can't stop the car rotating.
Yeah. So Martin Lofthouse really under pressure here from David Gallo here. Right on the back of him and might try to go up for this inside move down to turn 1. Oh, the huge crash! There's a huge crash in the back. David Lofthouse right down the inside of Martin.
Got it done. David Gallo has got that done. Can Martin stay on the inside here into T3? He has, but we're going to... safety car has been called, so that massive crash you called off screen there, Connor, has brought out the safety car. So let's have a look, thanks to DSL Welding Services. What's happened here? Scotty Barjan is off pace here at the moment. Who's that running behind him? So Thomas Sanderson behind him. So yeah, Scotty was just a bit off pace there. Has he caught a bit of curving, or is it just Jandal coming exit on exit? Oh, that's happened in front of him. Who's that in front of him? Is that? And he's just got nowhere to go. Who was that? Was that Chris Bleakley?
No, there's Chris going around there. The white and black one there. Pignata. So the Pignata, Scotty Barjan, and that's one of the JWM cars in there. So it's 3 involved.
In the After Dark sim racing machine on its roof. Well, that is just chaos. So So yeah, so he's locked up a little bit there, Bradley Hudson, but that's recovered. All right, well, I think that this safety car is definitely going to bring it to inside. I doubt that these guys will need to pit again now, Connor. So it's going to be another mad dash home, and with under 10 minutes to go, buddy, I think everyone's got a chance here. So what's happened to Matty Jones? Is he pitted? Matty Jones is pitted. So
Yeah, that's interesting for this late.
Is there not enough fuel to get home, or did he have damage?
No, I don't think he had enough fuel, but I think everyone else has got enough to get home, so this will be interesting. Adrian already might get the win here if he's got enough fuel.
He pitted on laps. Matty Jones entered the pits. I was scrolling up to see if I could see if he had any moment or anything. No. Okay, so maybe he just decided to take it. So maybe fuel is going to be marginal, or perhaps some of these kitten guys have read it right to think, hang on, if we get 3 laps of safety car, we're going to have enough fuel to get home. And maybe Matty's, he's seen it and he's gone in. He's reacted straight away. Ooh, did he get a 37 seconds in the pit? Has he got a hold? No. He's gone into the pit lane there. No one else is pitted. He's the only man that's pitted at this time. Yeah, but that's not the reason he came into the pits, Toddy. So Toddy just saying he slapped the ball on the inside. He did. That might damage him now. I'm trying to think of why he would pit now. Was he marginal on fuel? Well, everyone else has stayed out there. Is that a wrong call from our season leader? Ooh. Or maybe he just wants to fight his way through the field at the end here.
Yeah, I think he was just short on fuel, and he's basically just went, right, I'm not going to take a chance if I need I don't really want a fuel save. I'm just going to push, because like Christopher Blakely will definitely make it on fuel. Reynolds will make it on fuel. I think. I'm thinking
that safety car has brought all these guys into the window. I think you might see a few guys that have gambled a little bit here, thinking if we get 3 laps out of the safety car, we're going to make it home. Or maybe they might need to clutch it to get it home. It's going to make it nice and interesting finish, buddy. Just over 7 minutes to go, and we're about to go green again. Safety car's pulled away.
Here we go, Adrian Loretti's going to get ready.
He's gone now.
He's on.
Good. I think that was a great read from David Gallo as well. Keep an eye on David Gallo. He's looking to try and make a move up the inside to here, Martin Lofthouse. So Martin he took advantage. Oh, it's close. It's that Adam Simpson up the inside of Jeff Thomas there. So it's a good move, but Jeff Thomas is going to have the inside for the next corner. Connor.
Yeah, up the inside. He's in the inside. He's got the run. Adam Simpson's going to... Oh, there's not much room given there. That's very close. Oh, he's being turned. He just lost it.
I think he lost it himself.
Just lost it there.
Too much to handle.
Adam Simpson just going down the hill now. He's going to catch that lead pack with David Gallo and Martin Lofthouse and all the two kitten cars. So across the top of the hill, it's going to be really pushing over this hill. Use all the downforce as much as possible. Martin really trying to catch. There's 3 kitten cars in this battle. He does not want to be here in this situation. They can work as a team here. Adrian and Daniel probably won't be working as a team, but we'll see what happens here. So
he wants to be. Well, I think he's exactly where he wants to be, buddy. It's just he'd love to have another JWM machine up there at the front, help battle with him. But yeah, you know, play in the kitten sandbox, buddy. You better bring your claws.
So Adam Simpson's going to be really pushing here. So trying to catch on to this lead pack. He wants that little bit of slipstream. So if you get the slip, you've got a massive tow you can use. Use it as your advantage. Martin might just sit there and save a bit of fuel. Look at Matty Jones. He's always all the way down in that field. He really needs to push. Look at the gap from P5 to P6. There they are. There's Matty Jones there. Look at the group there, but look how far they're away. So he's really going to have to push over the top of the hill, down the hill now, over the crest. So you use all that power on exit. He said you do not want to touch that wall as you normally do. Hasn't taken tyres, so he doesn't have the grip, but he's got the fuel. He knows he can make it home now. So he's pushing hard. 5 minutes to go. Cross the line. Down on the brakes. Hard. Look at how much brakes pressure he's been using there. Really going to try and make a run onto Andrew here. Up the inside. No, it hasn't made the move yet.
Oh, Andrew's no slouch
Minded
in
the
these
crisscross
cars.
here.
He's no slouch in
yeah.
these cars, mate, so he knows where to position it.
So he's going to try and get the move done probably in this lap so we can move up to the next one. Across the hill. Back down. This is where it's really tricky. The downforce doesn't really want to work.
Well, that aero wash we talked about, you know, and you can see that he just lost a bit of speed, maybe just trying to give himself a little bit of a gap. And then closing again up here to try and get a run down the main straight. So it's all about this. So we had Scotty Rankin talking about it with the TCRs in race 1. It's all about the exit here. You get a good exit. It's really hard. But now look at the draft come into play. He's going to try and send it up the inside here. Andrew Lydon. Andrew's going to try and go deep.
There he is. Andrew's went really deep on the outside. Matty Jones has got the move done though. On the inside. So he's going to set up
plenty of space given there, Connor.
Yeah, heaps of room given there. So John King is his next target. A little bit of a slide on X. He knows those tyres don't have much energy left in them, but he's going to use every inch of them. He doesn't care if he doesn't need them after the race. He's just going to throw them to a go-kart event.
We are for a tyre inside the last 5 minutes, mate. So if you're not going to throw the car around now, then you know you might as well go home. It's all about the battle here, and you can see is that Adrian Loretti. Well, he's got this. Daniel Byrne is keeping him honest. Martin Lofthouse right in the middle of that. David Gallo, Adam Simpson on the back now. So it's a 5-car train right at the front of the field. Look at it.
Yeah, huge pack here. So look at this. Adam's right on the back, like you said, Cowie. So he's going to try and make a move, but you got to remember, you got to keep the car in shape for those last four minutes. You don't want to use all of the tyre, you don't want to use all the car, you don't want to throw the kitchen sink at them yet. You just want to wait until one of them, makes a little mistake. Stephen Tonkin's there too. He's still just in that draft little zone there. So now that's where the straight will matter. Matty Jones is there now. So Matty Jones, he knows he's got the fuel to get home now, so he's got to be pushing compared to the rest of the Kitten cars. They'll be fuel saving. They probably don't know if they've got enough left.
I don't know if they are, mate. It doesn't look like they're saving. There's battles going on up front. They are pushing each other hard. Whether or not Adrian and Daniel have come to an agreement in P1 and 2, that's certainly possible. But Martin Lofthouse is right in the middle of this, and but sure as hell he's going to push hard. And I don't know if they're saving, mate. I think these guys. Who's that? Steve Tonkin going around.
Jones was involved with that. With John King.
Was that John King that went? Yeah, lost the rear then, just into the side of Matty Jones. So it's another spot for Matty. But we'll have to see if that actually hurts his car here with a minute and a half to go.
Yeah, look at that front wing. That will give him a lot of. He won't have any downforce across the top here. So we go over the top. Oh, really? Just on the edge there. You can see the car moving. There's a car off.
In the wall. Who was that? Andrew Lydon? No.
Was that Adrian? I saw pink and black.
No, it wasn't Adrian. Darren Fahey, I think, is the one falling down the timing charts. So I wonder if it was Darren.
Yeah, it might be. Christopher Bleakley's actually in the pit lane.
Matty Jones looking up, going deep there, so Matty's pushing hard. And look, yeah, he's got a bit of front damage there by the looks of that. So unfortunate, that little contact. Not Matty's fault, but that car would be a handful to drive for him now.
Yeah, it definitely would be.
All right, well, we are inside the last minute. It is Adrian Loretti leading Daniel Byrne, Kittens 1 and 2, running first and second. And as Martin Lofthouse is putting in a last-ditch battle here, currently P3, but he wants P2 and P1. It's still there, man. It's in front of him. It's scandalising.
It's right there.
He waving the flag. Was Barney waving the flag then? Did we see a white flag then, guys? I did not notice it.
No, I didn't see it. Should have went out though. This will be interesting. If they got enough fuel, their calculations could be slightly off, and that would be it. White flag.
We are white flag lap. Yep, there we go. So this is the final lap of our race tonight. It has been an hour of madness in the F3s here at Oran Park, and we've lost a few cars, but it's a great battle up front here, and Martin Lofthouse, he is trying as hard as he can, but can he close up on the back of Daniel Burns?
1, 2, 3. He might throw it up the inside. No, he doesn't get a good run. Does Gallo get a good run on the exit? No. Oh, he's going to pull out. Maybe. There's a maybe.
Nah.
And nah, that's the race.
Martin Lofthouse spoiling the Kitty 1, 2, 3 party. Well done there to Martin Lofthouse. David Gallo pushing hard. Adam Simpson with a great drive for P5. Matty Jones with that wing damage there, only able to fight back to P6. I wonder if Matty just maybe got his fuel numbers a bit wrong, or had he short filled earlier on. That's going to be interesting. And Steve Tonkin, he has finished in, is that P7?
Yeah.
And P8, so up 12 positions for Steve Tonkin, so that is a pretty awesome drive there. Bryce Medding up 5 positions, even though he did finish a lap down. Scott Bargen is our big loser. He put it P4 on the grid and finished in 14th. Brad Hudson, there's another JWM machine up 8 positions. Wade Reynolds. All right, so anyway, let's have a look at the ladder. We've got it up here before it. So it is Andrew Loretti taking out round 5 tonight for Kittens Racing, just ahead of Daniel Byrne in Kitten Racing number 2. And then we've got Martin Lofthouse for JWME Motorsports, spoiling the Kitten party. David Gallo trying his hardest to get that last podium spot, falling just short. And Adam Simpson for Fishing Motorsports, bringing it home inside the top 5. Adam will be stoked with that. Matty Jones, well, Connor, did he make the wrong call? Did he need fuel? Did he think he could have stayed out there? Well, these are questions we might have to ask Matty next week. It's going to be the first time in a while we won't have a chat to him tonight for the interviews. Matthew Pignata finishing P7 as a fairly eventful night for Matthew. He's had a couple of spins and that, but managing to finish in P7. Steve Tonkin, then Brad Hudson, Jeff Thomas, Wade Reynolds, and John King, all of the JWN boys finishing 8th down to 12th, I should say. So just unfortunate that they couldn't match it up there with Martin up on the podium. Andrew Lydon had a bit of contact there that put him back in the pack early on. And then with Scotty Barge and Troy Dooley, those boys, you know, they copped it early on in the race, didn't they, Connor? And were never really able to recover. And Bryce Meddings, Thomas Sanderson, Timothy Schmalenberg, Darren Fahey, Chris Bleakley, Tim Betts, and Stephen Sinkovich, Bruce White bringing up the back of the grid. Well, mate, what a crazy race.
Yeah, definitely interesting right at the end. Martin basically throwing the kitchen sink at the end. His teammates were actually pushing him home to get that photo.
Let's bring him in and ask him, buddy. Martin Lofthouse, JWME Motorsports, P3, buddy. It was close between David there at the end. He almost had you. Did you just have to keep your nerves?
Yeah, I reckon we both coughed just coming over the line there, which kept me third. So, because I came out of the last step in there and it coughed straight away, and I thought, oh no, and then I just looked up and Dave wasn't going anywhere either. So,
wow, did you have enough fuel in the car to get to the tow zone?
Yeah.
Yep, so no end of grid for next week.
No, that's good. Yep.
How was that race, buddy? Because it looked like it was a fair bit happening around you. Early on, you were able to stay clear of the madness, but you know, there was battles in front, battle behind, and that chase at the end, man, it was on for young and old.
Yeah, I guess it was a bit like Sandown, really. I just managed to stay out of trouble again. And yeah, Dave, he got up the inside twice, I think, into turn 2 there, and I managed to just hold on the outside to keep into it for turn 3. So hopefully it looked good on the stream. It was certainly, heart rate was up in my cockpit, so.
It was great battles out there, buddy, and just going to have a look at the great action that was going on, and yeah, it was just, you're giving each other plenty of room, couple little lockups, but for a tight little track Oran Park that normally, is pretty hard to pass around, you guys were getting a few moves done today.
So no, it was, yeah, I mean, as long as you give each other room, it's always obviously possible to overtake. Yeah, I feel like I can trust Dave pretty well, he's a pretty fair racer, so that certainly makes it a lot easier.
Oh, awesome. Connor, you got anything you want to say to Martin before we get into spooky sponsors?
I was going to say, mate, it was good to see you up with the kitty litter, mate. And how was that feeling, just being in that pack and knowing that there was about 3 teammates in there and you were basically in the middle?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of pink cars out there. So yeah, it was just like trying to hang on. I didn't really have any pace to go forward, so it was all about just trying to hold on to them and keeping the slipstream, which helps you keep up big time. So,
what was the chat with the teammates though? Because they were with you there for a while. I know Jeff was up there until he got involved in a moment, and but the boys were just egging you on at the end there, were they?
Yeah, we certainly kind of discussed, and Jeff had some pace there for a bit during the race, but. We consider swapping things around if he thinks he can go forward, but we just stuck with it. So Jeff keeps getting in a bit of trouble occasionally, so it'd be nice to get him up here as well at some point because he's certainly got the pace. But yeah, we'll wait and see.
We see Jeff Thomas, obviously, like you said, with the pace and everything, man. We see him just always have the pace, but he just always gets caught up in an instant. Do you think it's just out of sheer bad luck, or just out of just not dodging certain cars at the right time?
Yeah, I don't know. He certainly caused some of his own incidents, but yeah, I think when he got turned around onto his roof at Sandown and stuff like that, it's just wrong place, wrong time. So there's not much you can do about it, really.
You have managed to fly the flag tonight for the JWME Motorsports team, so let us know who's giving you boys all the great support out there.
Yeah, thanks. Obviously, JWME Motorsport, Wade Reynolds particularly, who does all our liveries. Brewed Coffee, TW Engineering got on there, and then obviously Sim Racing World for putting the series on, and you guys for doing the stream and everything.
Awesome, buddy. Well, we might keep you in the room here. Let's drag both the Kittens boys down together. So we've got both Adrian Loretti and Daniel Byrne, our winner and P2 finisher tonight, boys. Kittens. So was there team orders? Were you chasing Adrian down hard there, Daniel?
I was chasing him down, but I didn't want to make any mistakes at the same time, so I had a bit of draft coming down the straight a couple of times, and I thought about it, but the risk was it was too big. I didn't want to take us both out.
Okay, so was that the result of last week's little interaction between the kitten machines? There's been a bit of chatter behind the scenes.
I don't know, Adrian, you got anything to say about that?
There's been no chatter.
No comment. Okay, so you don't want anything on the record. That's fair enough. Well, you boys were having a good battle there, Adrian. Just didn't quite have the pace to keep it with Matty there at the start. He's pretty quick, man.
The usual thing every week. He's just on another level. It was only, I don't know, it was 0.2, 0.3 quicker, but it's per lap, and it just adds up on a short track.
But you boys made the call to stay out there, so it was marginal. Martin said he was spluttering over the line. How were you guys looking for fuel there at the end?
I was just okay. I had a leader left, and one of our teammates, David Gallows, as well, was coming up behind Martin, and same thing happened with him, so he was spluttering across the line. He thought he was going to be able to make a move. We thought we were going to have a P1, P2, P3, but not quite. But yeah, it was a bit of a gamble to not go in, and we were pretty stressed actually. We were pretty worried that we weren't going to make it, but it worked out well.
Well,
so you got. I was going to say, Adrian, you got one on Matty Jones now, mate. How does it feel?
Is it the first time? I think it's the first time, so I'll take that. I was surprised he went in actually, because I was looking at the numbers and it was tight, but I thought we could have done it. Then he jumped in. I thought, no, I'll stay out.
Yeah, it was
Safety
like
car, and it was good.
it's
Well,
almost
one-
like it's almost
One
like
less lap
Penske.
under the safety car, it would have been very different. So
Yeah, well, I reckon
100%.
I would have potentially just made it, but yeah, I would have been spluttering at the end.
Yeah, I had 1 litre left, so I probably had one more lap in me, I reckon.
We obviously see you guys pushing every week, and you guys putting quite a bit of practice in. How much do you guys kind of do through a week, just out of curiosity?
We actually only do, so the night before we do one session. So
Yep.
that's literally the only time we get in it. So
Yeah, nice.
I personally don't do any extra laps apart from that. But
Just naturally, yeah.
Oh, but it's it's also that team thing, though. You know, I know the same. You know, it's hard to find a night where you can get everyone together to work on things, especially when you're driving in multiple leagues. So I suppose that's an advantage that you guys have as well, Martin. You know, having so many teams. So is it helping you boys at JWM?
Oh yeah, we certainly obviously use VRS and stuff to share data and sort of help some of the other guys improve. So we don't really get together for a session. We all just sort of do our own private practice. But yeah, a few of the other guys have got some other commitments and that. So
It's always hard, man. Real world gets in the way of our fun all the time. But going back to the Kittens Motorsports team, Daniel and Adrian, who wants to spruik the sponsors this week? Should Adrian do it, seeing he actually has taken out the win?
Yeah, sure. I just want to say, first of all, hi to Bianca and Atari. Yeah, take it away, Adrian. Go.
all right, well, I'll chuck my kids first as well. So Daniela and Michael, say hello to. And then Kittens, AML Technology, and then Daniel, obviously Driver 808 on YouTube.
Awesome. So how did your stream go tonight, Adrian? P1 for your first stream? Buddy, yeah, how good. Mate, that's a precedent you're not going to be able to set again.
Yeah, not bad. So I have no idea. I had it streaming. I'll check it out because obviously it was a private stream. Well, there was a link, but
Yep.
I'll have a look back at it. But
You'll have to
yeah,
post
happy-
it in
happy with
Discord,
that.
maybe.
yeah, I'll post.
To see him
show it off.
joining the YouTube ranks with us. So, you know, the more people out there that are happy to share their sim racing shenanigans, the better, Connor.
Yeah, mate. I do my own now, so yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah, I know. That's
Yeah,
what I mentioned.
definitely.
It, you know, there's
Yeah.
all of us here are experienced streamers. You going to join the party, Martin, or you keeping it private?
no, I think I might stay away from that.
I was going to say I only stream when I do it with Scotty, so it's PG. But yeah, definitely well done to you guys, and should be very proud of yourself, guys. Beating Matty Jones.
But the right
do that.
call at the right time, boys. Well done. And the strategy, I was hoping strategy was going to come to the fore, and he's proved it perfectly.
It's a lot of pit
Thanks,
stops,
guys.
so it worked out good.
Awesome. Alrighty, guys. Well, we might wrap it up here at SRW TV. Another awesome night of action. It was our TCRs that started it off at Oran Park, and we bring it home with the F3s at Oran Park as well. Was that as fun as it looked, guys, or was it hectic out there?
I enjoyed it. I reckon it suits the car really. It's a bit bumpy, but yeah, it's the kind of go-karty track that they need.
I don't think it suits it, but
It's pretty
No,
full on. It is a bit
it
of fun
is.
though. It's right on the limit the whole time. Like, you just touch a little bit of dirt and it's game over. So, yeah,
Well,
it's good fun.
what I took out of that is that Martin picked up his first podium here, so he loves it. Adrian picks up his first win here, and he hates it. And Daniel, you know, you didn't win, so you're a bit whatever.
Bit in the middle.
Awesome, boys. Well, I will now wrap it up properly, guys. Thanks again for joining us here at SRW TV. Don't forget to hit the like button and follow us on all of our socials out there. Subscribe to YouTube so you get those notifications of when we're going live next. On behalf of the management and broadcast team here at SRW, Connor, Pixie Nixon, my co-commentator, our producer, Chef Toddy, behind the scenes. This is Cowie, your average sim racer, signing off, saying good night, and we look forward to seeing you next time on SRW TV.